Hello.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Mr. Sid Vicious Toys, how are you, good sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Happy to talk toys today. How are you doing?
Sweet, 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 sweet. Good, good, good. Very good, very good. Got some, had some, we were talking all, backstage, got some cool stuff coming up. So, yeah, kind of excited for that. A little nervous, but, nerves usually aren't a bad thing. Kind of may help me, you know, get out of my comfort zone, so to speak, and kind
There
of
you go.
push myself a little bit. But yeah, everyone, everyone in the chat, everyone watching, welcome to our show, Geeked Out Live. I think this is episode 19. So the big one, episode 20, will be next week. So I wonder if we should have like maybe we should give away something. Maybe we should give away KT, like give him away for like a weekend. Just whoever wins, we can just do a
Yeah,
giveaway. KT can come to your house and just hang out. But
I
unfortunately,
guess
he's not
there.
here today. So yeah, he's not here today. He's not feeling well. So we say, hey man, we got it. Don't worry about it. We'll hold the fort down. But we do have a guest, another member of our Geeked Out Clique. Let me bring him on. His name is Killzone 619. Actually, he's been on the show before. Let's bring him on here. Killzone
Hey,
619. How's it going, man?
good about you guys?
Good, good, good.
Joining us.
Nice.
How are things out there in it's Cali, right?
Yes, it's pretty nice. As in, yesterday was a bit gloomy, but today is pretty nice. I actually been wanting to do some more outside photography than just dioramas,
Ooh, yeah.
but it's been pretty good.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm not a hey, what's going on, Carol? I'm still kind of I haven't really nailed down the outdoor photography aspect yet. I need to. I'm actually next to a park and by a lot of wooded, grassy area. So it's like it's perfect. I think with this new initiative that I'm kind of looking into, I think I may explore that a little bit. And I got all the tools. I have stuff that I can use to like bounce light or kind of diffuse the sunlight, everything. And just yeah, I don't know. Part of it's kind of also I don't know if y'all ever would get this or if y'all know this the feeling, but it's like you take your toys out, right? And you go out there, you get everything set up, and there's people walking by because there's actually like a walking trail. It's
Mhm.
actually like next to our cul-de-sac, and there's like a walking trail around this little mini park. And it's like I don't know. It's like I've heard stories of people doing outdoor photography like in public areas, and kids will walk up to them and go, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I'm shooting these action figures." Oh, that's kind of stupid. Someone actually told somebody that one time. I was like, "Oh man," it's like I don't know how I would react to that. If some little kid just told me like, that's stupid what I'm doing as
Yeah.
far as doing toy photography.
Hmm. I've only had one interaction with somebody kind of approaching me and kind of asking what I was doing. It was a couple maybe in their 40s, and they seemed just kind of interested. They're like, "What are you up to? What is this?" And I was
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, I do photography with action figure stuff, so I was setting something up. It's a nice day out, just kind of explain what I was up to." And they seemed interested. But kids can be mean, especially those middle school kids, and so they might not get it.
yeah.
I have the same reaction from you, Chris.
Yeah.
Was the same thing. Older people would try to come in and ask like what I'm doing, interested in it. I
Mhm.
only stopped after I was on San Diego or the convention center in San Diego. I was doing a predator shot and the wind gust just blew so hard and that predator figure dropped and broke. It was the NECA fugitive predator
Oh
when
no.
Oh
I had
wow.
it with the light up helmet from the what's it called? The second version of it, and I was like, I don't even want to buy this anymore because I knew how much it was later on. It was like after retail, so it was like 50 to 80 bucks just for the base figure. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to pay this. I paid 20 bucks already. So after that, I
Mhm.
was like, I'm done.
That's fair. A lot more risk of damage when you take it outside too, right? So
Yes.
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't believe, well, not believe, but it's just like it's amazing when I see, people doing we mentioned this last week, mentioning doing fireworks, flames, fire, just anything, any of those kind of practical effects. It looks cool, it looks amazing, but I'm just like, I'm not doing that with a Mezco or a Mythic Legion or anything. It's like as cool as that shot would be, it's like, yeah, the moment he get, that catches on fire, or even like kind of just the heat could kind of like mess up the joints, or kind of you get some of that soot on there and trying to clean that off. It's just yeah. I think that's why Sir Dork, I think he uses a lot of stormtroopers and kind of like a lot of Hasbro
Mhm.
Black Series. Cause just
Yeah.
like you can just go buy another one. Like just go to Walmart or go to Target and buy another one. So
Hasbro's
yeah.
good for that.
Yeah.
Using fog though in like even diorama photographies, I do notice just the water vapor messes with especially the Mezco Batman capes. Over time, we'll just get it like really damp, and if you don't let it dry, it just completely destroys that like pleather feel, and it becomes super heavy. My Ascending Knight right now actually is like the cape of it feels completely different when it first had it, just because I would use so much fog for water vapor, and all
Mhm.
that water damage and residue just completely destroyed the cape.
That's good to know.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. I guess I mean, and I'm using that Ulanzi fogger quite a bit, and it's just yeah, I need to yeah, I guess I gotta be mindful of which figures I use with that then.
Is it
And I,
with the Alonzi? Is it water vapor or is it sort of like that fog material?
actually, yeah, it's the they call it the fog juice, and it's like some sort of glycerin, and it's basically two ingredients.
Yeah.
It's like some yeah, some two chemicals, and then it's almost like a gel, like a kind of liquid. You know,
Mhm.
it's really really thick and very like gel like. So I don't yeah. But the main thing is I always worry about, and I noticed this too. It's like, oh crap, I didn't realize it when I first got it because I do my photography in one of our spare rooms, and it's like I noticed there's a lot more dust that's been accumulating. I'm thinking maybe it's from that. It's from I use atmosphere aerosol and I use the Ulanzi fogger quite a bit. And whenever I do that, it's like I notice like a day or two later, I'm just like, man, it's like a lot of dust in the around here. It's just like, where'd this come from? Because normally it's like it's more of a cleaner room. We don't have, I mean, our dog doesn't go in there. We don't, yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of it used to be like a kind of a clean space, and now it's just again a lot of fog or a lot of dust. I'm like, I wonder if that's from the I wonder if it's from the fog. So
What's up, my buddy Customs? This stuff I've noticed, like you were saying, the spray fogger, it always does kind of leave sort of like a little bit of like this oily residue on stuff that I don't love.
yeah,
You know, I always have to like wipe down after I'm done taking the photo. And it's hard with things like dioramas where, you know, it's not like a flat surface and it's kind of
yeah,
hard to get all that stuff off.
yeah, yeah, definitely hard. So I guess we can start off like we normally do. Did anybody get any goodies this week or last week?
You want to start us off, Killzone?
The only thing I really got recently was some Push and P actually, was the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Scorpion figure, the San Diego Comic Con exclusive.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if I can pick it up, but I got this figure, and honestly, so far it's the best figure I've owned from Storm Collectibles.
Yeah.
He comes with a few accessories. My main one though, and I do want to use it maybe for a custom, is the actual like skull flaming. I think you can see that the skull
Oh, it's
flaming
great.
head,
Yeah.
and everything can come off. Like
Ooh,
the
that's
little
nice.
top part can come off of the flame, as well as the eye effects can come off. So it can just be a complete skull. Only bad
Nice.
part about that is the bottom part, this part does not come off. So if you want to just complete skull head, it won't work. But other than that, it's really nice. I've been looking for this figure probably for about 3-ish years now, just because of the fact that I was going to buy it. It was $80. I was like, I didn't have the money at the time, but man, it was so expensive.
What's the difference between the exclusive and the regular retail figure?
So I know the body, in my opinion, looks more like, I don't know if you can see if it picks it up, but it has like these grooves in it,
Mhm.
and I think the first one came out and it has these grooves, but the grooves are way more pronounced and a lot bigger. The whole body itself is more like a box shape than an actual like shape
Yeah.
of like I guess a torso would actually be. And I do think this one as itself is smaller, like size wise, a little bit smaller than the other ones. Accessories comes with it is like comes with a flame punch effect that can go
Oh,
actually
nice.
in the hand. I think it can do it quickly. It actually fits it very well in the hand and the fist, and it is able to hold it pretty easily. Comes with a lot of fire effects if you want to. Yeah, there we go. Something like that.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
And it's all translucent. It comes with like probably 5 more fire effects about that, or maybe 8, and they're all for fist or just fire on the ground, as well as the joint systems is a bit the same. Besides the actual ankle articulation, it's a bit different from it, like how the joint actually works. It doesn't look as ugly as the original ones.
Mm.
Um, and it comes with the actual metal chain rather than the like rope chain from the original Mortal
That's
Kombat
cool.
3 one. And I honestly prefer it way more, especially the mask looks completely different than the other ones. I don't know if you can see how the mask looks. It has, well, it's not, it's blurry, but it has like a weird,
Yeah.
different design compared to the original, just, what is it called? Fabric over it.
Yeah, it kind of has like like little holes, or kind of like, almost like a hockey mask, like half of a hockey
Yeah.
mask, kind of. Yeah.
It's completely worth it, I think, especially after Storm losing the, or not losing license, leaving the license of Mortal Kombat. I
Mm.
want to pick this one up. It's funny because I haven't bought any of the figures from Amazon or Storm. It's all through Push and P, and thankfully I was able to get it from the group chat actually.
Yeah.
And thankfully I was able to get it because my God, all the offers I gotten were like the lowest I got was like 180,
Hmm.
and I was like, it's
Oh man.
cheap, but I can probably get it cheaper.
Sure.
And I was really trying to trade because I don't use my Mezco Street Gomez anymore. So I was able to trade it for this figure.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, he was showing off some shots of the Mezco Street Gomez. Shout out to P, by the way, another
Yep.
Geeked Out Click member.
Yeah, so I got that, and that's something I really picked up. I'm still waiting on some customs. I had a Halo ODST custom that just I believe got finished by Fonk. So that should be coming in soon.
Cool. Cool.
And after that I'll be good.
Sweet. I think the and now that Scorpion, that's based off the Mortal Kombat 1, right? That look of him.
It looks like Mortal Kombat 1, but they actually had like a weird introduction that like they made like an older costume in MK11, and it
Okay.
looks similar to that, where
Cause
it's the
yeah,
old design but mixed with the newer stuff.
right. Cause yeah, it's like I can't remember if this was, because I know the one I have, the Mortal Kombat ninjas I have are from MK3. Um, I think it was actually now. Now I'm trying to. I think it was MK3. Yeah, because and the one you have, I think he's got like almost like the shin guards and the knee guard. That's kind of like a I always think of them as a as motocross a little bit. Whenever I see it's like they look like motocross protectors and stuff like that. Cool look, and that's kind of like the one. Yeah, I always kind of was interested in getting that one, but like you were saying, it's just they're so expensive, and then I kind of settled on getting the MK3 one. It's a little bit more simpler look, but yeah, I mean, I agree though. Storm, I mean, that's going to be a big blow if they don't continue on with MK. But if Jada does it, I mean, hey, for $24.99 MK toys, I mean that the way
That'd
they've
be
been
fun.
doing it with Street Fighter, I don't know, man. It's like that's, but I probably wouldn't go. I probably wouldn't even go back in there, even if Jada did it, because it's just like, well, I got the Storm collectibles and I got the ninjas. That's my thing. I don't need to get Liu Kang or on a scale. I mean, Street Fighter is a bigger gift for me than MK. So yeah, I probably would just be like, oh, that's nice for people that are Mortal Kombat fans that can get them now at a pretty reasonable price than Storm collectibles. So
I love it for the accessories. I feel like they come with so much
oh yeah,
accessories that not even just the fatalities, the blood effects. Like I got the MK3 Storm's Sub Zero, and that one comes with the whole head and the spine ripped out. And I like use that more in my Predator stuff since that has a better scale than the NECA ones.
Mhm.
And I love that thing.
yeah, man, that skull just looks amazing. So all these flame effects come with it too. All this stuff here.
Yes. Those attached
Sweet.
to the arm, actually, I think the complete forearm, I don't use them as much just because I don't really care for it. But the other ones are like the SHF effects that are on the ground, and that one was those are pretty awesome. I used that for a photo recently. I honestly like the way they transmit light compared to the SHF.
Yeah, definitely. With them being translucent, that can really definitely look pretty good, and you could do a good, pretty dope shot like this.
Yes.
Cool. Is that all you picked up? You got anything
Yeah.
else?
Nothing else.
Oh man,
Too
that's a
expensive
great.
right now.
I know, man. It's hard. It's hard. I think yeah. I'm kind of slowed down a little bit. I'm waiting for some of the pre-orders to kind of drop, and I'm kind of stressing over that. Actually, my pre-order for, and I completely forgot about this. I put this in the chat, was the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Green Ranger. Dropped on me like all out of the blue. I was like, what's this $35.99 charge my credit card? And I'm like, oh man, I forgot about that. I was like, dang it. Because the moment BBTS says, hey, it's gonna arrive here soon, I get the following email like a few minutes later saying, hey,
Yeah,
we just charged you. I was like, oh, come on, man. So now I'm just like, because they said originally it was gonna be to complete the whole collection of the remasters, I just needed the Red Ranger and Green Ranger. And they had told me BBTS, they sent an email saying it was going to be pushed out to like end of this year. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that. Like, okay, that'll be in this year. But now I'm just like, oh, man, do I really want it? It's like I really don't shoot the Rangers. It's just like it's almost like I don't know. For me, it's like a personal goal because I've always wanted a full set of Rangers of the classic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Mhm.
I never had that. Never had as a kid, and just never. I would have one or two, but never a full set. And it's like that's my ultimate kind of for that. For the Rangers, just to just get every single one, all the colors, and the classic characters too. Billy and Zach and Jason and all them. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, or I'm just going to just cancel it. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's one pre-order that kind of just I hate when that happens. Just comes out of nowhere. I'm like, dang it! It's like you said it was going to be end of the year. Now it's like it just hit my credit card. So I don't know. We'll see.
To be fair, though, coming out earlier is a little bit better than things getting delayed because things getting delayed is also kind of like, oh man,
yeah. And then no Chewy. Hey, Chewy, like, I think with your name, any any green character fits. I mean, and again, that's why Tommy, that's why the Green Ranger was my favorite. And it's just hey, green's my favorite color. So it just I may end up getting him, but again, if I get him, then I definitely have to get Jason. I have to get the Red Ranger because at that point he's the only one that's left to get. Actually, no, I have to get another Trini because I broke that one. And that's probably why I kind of just don't even mess with the Rangers right now. I was taking off her head and trying to put the Trini head on there, and then it completely just snapped off. I mean, just like the whole upper torso just kind of just because I was trying to jam it in there, and it just like both sides, like the front and back, kind of just clipped off and
it
just
just
broke.
opened up. Wow.
Yeah, it just opened up. I'm like, whoa, what the heck just happened? So, and those remasters aren't cheap. They're like $35 or so, I think.
Yeah.
So, and even more as they, as time goes by. So, I don't know. We'll see. What about you, Chris? You get anything, man?
I got nothing this week. I was hoping to have something come in today, actually, but I think because of the weather, it got delayed until tomorrow. So hopefully next show, I'll be able to show some fun Joy Toy stuff with everybody. But yeah, light week for me.
Are you buying those Joy Toy stuff off Big Bad Toy Store?
No, I'm buying it off of various retailers. Like I like Amazon just because Amazon, delivers pretty quickly and they've got a pretty big assortment of the Joy Toy stuff. But just depends on wherever I can find them. I bought some from like overseas. It takes a little bit longer, but they're usually a little bit like less expensive than the stuff here. It just wherever I can get them.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm in a Warhammer group chat.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of buying from Temu a lot because it's
Temu.
so much cheaper
Yeah.
than Amazon and stuff.
Mhm.
Especially I do buy off Amazon for the specific reason of how Emerald was saying all this stuff on Big Bad Toy. So once it hits, basically get it. Like for example, I bought the what's it called, the not Figma, what SHF Berserk figure, the Berserker armor. And
Yeah.
that came out on Big Bad Toy Store, but that price was so insane for me. I was like, the figure comes with way less stuff than the Figma one. I'd rather get it cheaper on Amazon. It was like $115 I bought it for on pre-order. It can put it at 180 or 150 on Big Bad Toy Store. So, and plus, I don't get it as soon. So if I want to cancel it because the figure is bad, I can cancel it now.
Sure.
Nice. Yeah. It's always good when you have those kind of options.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Temu, I have ordered, I think in fact the first one I ordered was through Temu, and it was like I only ordered it because it was like $3 and I liked Warhammer. So I got it, and once I actually got it in hand, I was like, these are actually kind of awesome. And then after that I kind of started collecting more of them. But one thing I've noticed about Big Bad is like I was talking to Garth, shout out to Garth. He was saying that a lot of them go on sale on Big Bad Toy Store. But the only thing is it's usually the Ultramarines, and I'm kind of weird. I only collect the Dark Angels. And so if you like the Ultramarines, hey, Big Bad, might be a good option for you as well.
Yeah, that's what I do. I usually do Ultramarines and the Battle Sisters a lot.
Yeah.
So I usually go on Amazon since they're instead of $40, I bought it for like $28.
Hmm. That's
So it
great.
wasn't as bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Cool, cool. Man, I gotta try and get into Warhammer 4000. I gotta try and I need to see if I can get in there or not. I think yeah, my comic, or I guess it's a local comic shop and game shop, and that's mainly what they do there. They hardly have any figures. It's kind of a all they do is basically just it's more where people
Tabletop.
can go, yeah, tabletop to play D&D or Warhammer 4000 or anything like that. So
Well,
Yeah, you
good
should.
place to. Oh, sorry.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead, go
A
ahead.
good place to start with, I would feel like would, if we're at least figure wise, would be McFarlane. That's what I started off with because I got one
Mm,
for like $13 or $12 for an Ultramarine, and I started going up from there. But they are pretty cheap, and they have the good scale since they're 7 inch, and they're usually bigger than most Marvel Legends and Mezco
yeah,
stuff.
Mhm.
Like right now, I'm doing a Hello Kitty custom of an Ultramarine, so that's on the work. But like they're pretty cheap, and they have the articulation. I do if you don't want to spend the $40 on Joy Toy because it does suck. I only own one Joy Toy right now, and it's like I want to buy more, but just that price. I'm like I have so much other stuff coming I would
Yeah.
rather get. But Joy Toy for the price, articulation, and the detail, it feels cheap because it's like you don't get this. It doesn't skimp out on what you're paying for.
Hmm.
that's a good point. Yeah,
It doesn't feel like a deal. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Like it does.
yeah,
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
yeah,
Like just for example, like the next Joy toy I think I want to buy after the one that's coming in is the lion, and it's really only it's 3 figures in the set, and it's like $150 for the set. You know you do get some nice things, and like you said, the sculpt is good, but I feel like it's like it's not like McFarlane bang for your buck where you're getting this big 7 inch figure and this big weapon and all kind
yeah.
of like these other things. So.
I think the smaller ones do feel more bang for your buck, and they come with so much different stuff. It's
Mhm.
just the bigger figures that are like 150,
Yeah.
$120 feels kind of insane since they only come with like one accessory, like a sword or
Right.
whatnot. And it's like I would like maybe some bit more. I mean, I'm into Wormhammer, but I'm not super into it. So I don't know what they actually use sometimes, like
Yeah.
especially other obscure characters. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, I wouldn't pay that price, so I'd rather wait till it goes on sale,
Mhm.
since it is a pretty big, hefty price point for a 1/18 scale.
Right on. I get that totally. Going back to what you were saying, John, though, if you do want to get into Warhammer, I bet if you went to your local gaming store, there would be at least 5 people who are like, "Yes, I will teach you how to play," just so they have somebody to play with. Seriously.
okay, okay. No, it is funny. We go there because it's like in kind of like the old town district of my towns, and there's a lot of shops, and it's kind of like the social area, which is kind of
Mhm.
like we always kind of go in there, kind of just for me to see what they have, and yeah, it's just we go in there, they have all the games and everything, and my wife's just like, is this all they do is play games? I was like, yeah, it's probably where they get together, and they're probably playing D&D and Warhammer and stuff like that. And she's like, what's that? It's like, oh, it's just games. Like you said, like Monopoly and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, like Monopoly.
Like Monopoly.
So, oh yeah, that sounds like fun. I mean, maybe we just like no, you probably won't. You probably wouldn't get in. You probably would be like, what? As soon as you sat down and somebody tried to explain Warhammer or D&D.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Do you really like reading rule books like this big?
oh
Dude,
man,
some,
create your character.
yeah, yeah. It's like, do you like filling out tax forms? Then fill out this D&D form. There you go.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I hate doing my own taxes, man. I was gonna wait, but then yeah, let me just show these off real quick. You speak about 118 scale, but yeah, I picked up some. I have some Delta 17, man. Delta 17. Be on the lookout for them. It's so funny though. When I got these, it was so weird because it was I I had held a probably vintage style figure like this. These are kind of in the realm of GI Joe. They're playing up to that nostalgia, and these look freaking awesome. The paint apps and their articulation are just phenomenal in here for this size. But as soon as I got them out, I knew how small they were going to be, but I just hadn't held a figure like this
Mhm.
small in my adult hand. I remember I was like, and I thought to myself, like, were Joes like this? Were they this small? And it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess so. Cause I know with Todd McFarlane, he makes those superpowers retros.
Mhm.
And I got a couple of those just out of nostalgia. Cause I had the original line back in the 80s. And then when I first got them, I was like, oh crap, I don't remember them being this small, but I guess I had, tiny hands and
Yeah.
it was like a big, now, with my big adult hands trying to handle them, like, oh, it kind of threw me off. But no, man, these, anybody in the chat, Delta 17, if you love vintage GI Joe, if you love that kind of style, or if that's kind of it, plays to your nostalgia, and you just love, that concept, and also with the lore, and as I read up on everything, it's like, man, this is like, it's really really cool, cool concept, cool storyline, everything. And this is like this. So this character is the Death Sparrow, and she's pretty much the leader of they're like pretty much mercenaries. They're of retrograde, and so they currently they're siding with the main baddie. So essentially, yeah, they're pretty much, she's the leader for like the mercenary group. So
Okay.
really really
Retrograde.
cool. Yep, that's the name of her group. And then this is actually the leader. This is Shadow Dragon. He's the actual enemy leader. So yeah,
Of
very
the
very
Dark Shadows. They've got a good website, guys. Check it out.
yeah. Delta 17 toys, yeah, definitely give them a give them a look up. Awesome figures. And again, it's always cool to kind of just go back and see, again, these are the same style that I used to play with as a kid. And
Mhm.
and here's Leonidas. He's got the little German Shepherd.
So cool. It's got the
So
tats.
yep, and he's even got one on the shin. But
Something else about these I was kind of thinking about as you were talking is, like the GI Joes from the 80s. Excuse me, they made them 375 so that they
yeah,
could make aircrafts and vehicles and things like that.
mhm.
And so I would imagine the fact that this line is 375 is a good indicator that, if it goes well, that those things would kind of come in the future.
That's my hope. I think that's everybody's hope. That's been following them and supporting them. Yeah, definitely getting vehicles. I mean, in the land, air, and sea would be awesome to get all that. So yeah, definitely would be looking forward to that. But yeah, pretty much that's all. That's all I have. I don't know if we want to go to the new releases, or if anybody had anything else they need to show off. Oh, try and get this guy to stand.
Yeah, let's get into the new releases. I feel like there was some stuff that came out this week that looks interesting.
And we gotta sell on that bet. I need that. I need to let you know which mess code that
Oh, I got something in mind that I'm gonna send you already.
No, you don't have to.
No,
Even
no.
though, even though I was right though. I was right. So this is, if anybody was watching last week, me and Chris, and then KT later on when he got on. But I was like, look, man, this is a cloth cape. And then Chris and KT are like, no, cloth, get out of here. It's plastic. It's plastic. And then of course we went into chat, and there were some people that said it was cloth, and some people that said it was plastic. But even here you can just tell. I mean, this thing is cloth.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't know if it's wired. I want to see it at least on this side.
It
here.
looks wired just because it doesn't make sense for it to have a random fold that's just
Yeah.
a black outline. It would
Yeah.
have to just be a complete yellow if it wasn't wired.
Mhm.
Right. So I don't know, man. I mean, I've kind of, I know KT's trying to get me, sticking with Toddy Mac and everything. It's just, I have so many. I hardly ever shoot them, so it's just like, it would have to be like the Green Lantern. It would have to be something that's a true kind of nostalgia, a true, tug at my heartstrings type of figure. Like this Robin, this Tim Drake version. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, nothing really bad about it. But I mean, yeah, there's nothing in here that really makes me want to, go buy it. So,
Another quick note about this: we were looking it up before the show, and surprisingly, it comes with that soft goods cape. Comes with about 8 different set of hands, and it's still at that $22.99 price mark, which is kind of wild for McFarlane.
Yep.
8 set of hands?
8 set of hands, yes.
That's
So
that's insane.
You got the one hand here. He's kind of got like the slight finger point. I guess that would be. I don't know what you use that for. And then you got like the open hand here. And you got a fist, and then another open hand, like a little karate hand or kind of kata hand.
Yeah, you just got that ugly face sculpt.
Yeah, I don't know about that face and that hair. It's kind of just, I don't know what he's doing. That little.
It looks like he jokerized him. It looks like he
Yeah.
him, like halfway jokerized him.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Touch of the joke.
And again, is this Nightfall? Robin, or
No,
yeah,
I think we went through that last week, and I think
yeah.
after we ended up finding out it's not Nightfall. It's more of like a newer version of the Robin design.
Oh,
Um,
okay. But he's not. So Tim Drake, he's again. I haven't kept up in years, but I know at one point when he stopped being Robin, he was
Red
something.
Hood.
Red Hood. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, was that him or was that?
No,
I thought
Red
that
Hood's
was
Jason Todd,
Jason
right?
Jason. Yeah,
Todd is Red Hood. I'm sorry.
yeah. Jason
Yeah.
Todd.
Tim
But
Drake becomes
he was something like he was another kind of like Robin esque or something. I forgot. Yeah, it had a weird costume too, but I
yeah,
forgot.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was something. Yeah, something weird that because at that point everybody was back. It was
Was he Red Robin?
Red
That's
Robin. Maybe
Red
maybe
Robin.
that's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so yeah, at that point
Um,
it was. Yep, yep, yum. Actually, we were talking about that the other day, buddies from work, because we were trying to figure out a place to go to eat after a site visit. I was like, oh, let's go Red Robin, yum. And it's like, nah, we decided on Buffalo Wild Wings, which actually I posted in the chat. Now Buffalo Wild Wings is gonna have, this isn't sponsorship, but they're
beat
gonna
up.
have Monday and Wednesdays all you can eat boneless. So
That's cool.
it's like, how, okay, that's for $20 for 19.99, all you can eat boneless wings. It's
Yeah.
like,
I don't want to lose money on this.
that's like, well, I mean, that's what B Dubs was actually saying in Twitter, was like, hey, please don't bankrupt us, because but they do have some restrictions, like your leftovers can't be considered to go. Like you can't. I wonder how they could even police that. Like you just can't take them with you. I guess it's like you have to finish them there and not take them. So, uh, but yeah, I love me some B-dubs, but boneless. I mean, it's hard because man, that breading. I've done it where they have the buy one get one free pack, whatever. So if you buy 10, you get 10 also included.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna die one time because I got like, I think it was like I got 15, and so I was like 30 or something. And I pretty much all of them minus 5 that I took home. And I came back to bed, or I came home and laid into bed, and my wife's just coming home going, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Oh, I had B-dubs." Just, but I like to get like the atomic mango habanero. I like to get the hot one. So
Ooh, that's probably why your stomach's so messed up.
yeah. So it's the heat and then also the breading, and it's just like eating so many at once. It's just not
Yeah.
a good combo.
Vico chimed in with a comment.
Oh,
Said Tim Drake is the one from Batman Beyond movie, the one that gets turned into Joker Jr.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice to know that. Yep. This was I do like, and this is to Plastic Peeps. I actually follow him. Really good photographer. The yeah, this is just them kind of just doing a fan shot. But man, it's like I'm starting to see this wave out in Target. I saw the George Clooney Batman, and I've seen Mr. Not actually not Mr. Freeze. You have to build him. Poison Ivy,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, oh man, it's like I don't know. It's I know KT doesn't do the movie style figures, but me, those are kind of like what I gravitate towards a lot. But I don't know if I would ever get the Batman and Robin wave. I know they're doing the Batman Forever wave. I think they announced that at a at the one of the recent conventions. But yeah, really good shot. But man, it's yeah, I don't know. It's always been a a thorn in my side, Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I mean I don't have enough nostalgia. I don't know. I'm not a big nostalgia purchaser. You know what I mean? And so I don't like movie figures very much
Yeah.
because I like to have like a general character. I don't want to have like you know, what's his name? Val Kilmer at Batman. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But this, I think whoever took the shot did a really great job in making this figure look good. You know?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Plastics, he's a really good photographer. And it's funny, yeah, I do. I mean, for me, the nostalgia is because I do remember watching those movies growing up and stuff, and then getting a soundtrack. And I think we were talking about that in one of our chats, the soundtrack to Batman. Like I was asking KT and Chris Killzone, like, which one's better, Batman Forever or Batman Robin soundtrack? Because it's
Bro,
like, man,
forever.
yeah. I mean, Kiss from a Rose,
Classic.
U2. Yeah, it's just I think they had a lot of better songs. I do I did like R. Kelly's, Gotham City and Batman and Robin. That was a really good song. But yeah, really good shot. So now we get into a new release here. This is Cyborg Superman from the New 52. I mean, it's fine.
It still amazes me the sculpt on McFarlane figures and how they can get so much detail. Like I don't really collect
Yeah.
Superman figures. I actually don't even own like the main things for Marvel or DC. I don't own any Superman. I only own Batman, only in the Mezco versions. The only other one that's like interests me is the Batman the Pattinson version from Mofex. That's the only one,
Oh
just
yeah.
because I like the armor. But McFarlane kills it on the sculpt. This was impressive to me. I almost want to pick this up just because of the sculpt.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, it's again for me. It's like it's there's a lot going on, and it's just like I mean, scope wise, yeah. I mean, I agree with Killzone. It's amazing. Again, I don't know too much about the character or too much from that line of comics. You know, the New 52. That I'm just like, you know, I'm you know I'm fine with it. Because when I first
What's
saw,
that cape made out of, John?
oh, that's plastic, man. That's plastic, but it looks like it has like a hole in the like it's kind of torn in the back there a little bit, or it's kind of shredded. Now if he come up with a cyborg from the Death of Superman, then yeah, I would that would be yeah I would even though the Mofex one is really probably the one I need to get and not a Toddy Mac one, but that would be that would kind of get me like ooh kind of my radar up if he did a Death of Superman cyborg.
Do you guys think those fingers are articulated or just static?
Man, I don't. I would say static. I
I
mean,
would say,
if he got into articulated fingers, then you're really kind of like, wow, he's really stepping up his game.
yeah,
Because
I would say static.
yeah, I
Um,
do agree as well. Sorry.
no, no, you're good. Yeah, it is like you guys were talking about. I think like the all of the different sculpting parts on the chest and the legs and all of the like textures and how all that stuff switch up at the design, I think is all really, really cool. It's just, I don't know if I would want this version of yeah, I like the new 52 as well. It's a fun series, but I just yeah,
Mhm.
this isn't for me. I don't McFarlane like that. But it's really cool looking.
Yeah, and then I think the photographer that shoots McFarlane aesthetic. Yeah, I think that's. I'm always. I mean, I'm always impressed with the photography too. It's like it's great shot.
Mhm.
And then got this little brick brick building dial back here, just peeking out, and then all this. I'm trying to think what that is. Is that like a? It's like a metal gate, I think, or mesh. I wonder
Yeah,
if this
this
is
makes
just
sense.
this. I wonder if this is just digital effects here, and then. But yeah, real good looking shot.
This is funny. My buddy Customs in the chat said the hand almost looks like a remolded Arkham Asylum scarecrow hand with the needles. Yeah. It looks like he
Yeah.
tried to recycle that.
Has he done any Arkham styled figures?
I thought he had a whole Arkham run.
From the
He
game,
did.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
he did a whole arc. I think that was like in the very beginning because they had the that monstrous Joker that was Clayface from the
Yep.
first one.
Oh,
They
okay.
had that. That was like a really mega figure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I figure he probably had the license at some point and made figures out of it. I think this is like the new releases that they're coming out with. So this is the Atom Silver Age. And again, even though the Atom's not really like one of my there's KT right there. Hey KT,
What's up, KT?
this is amazing. But the Atom really, I guess, I really have no affinity for him one way or the other. But again, the classic style, the Silver Age or even Golden Age style, I mean, that's like, yeah, if they has those are kind of what I gravitate more towards than anything that's more newer. So yeah, I definitely would want to. If I was an Atom fan, I would pick this one up.
Does it come with anything?
Probably not. I don't know. Maybe what does it say here? So is
Be
this
cool
even
if
the
it came with
game?
like a small version. Oh,
Yeah.
and okay, why does the Robin have 8 pairs of hands and a soft goods cape, and this guy doesn't have anything? I don't understand.
I mean, it's hit or miss, man. It's like, hey, we gotta recoup some costs somehow, man. Hey, the Atom, you get nothing. It's like this, you get nothing. Just get the figure and get out of here, man. I
That's
mean,
funny.
we gave you a Robin with all the bells and whistles. Now just take this Atom.
I just hate those two different hands because those are the same hands I got from a figure from KT, the Wally West Flash. I have the blue suit version of that one. I have that, and it's the exact same hands as this figure, and it makes no sense for Wally West, and it annoys me that that those are the hand choices, and it
Yeah.
continues to keep going for McFarlane, and it annoys the hell out of me.
Very true.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know what. Yeah, that hand. I mean, it's always kind of like the gesture. Just I guess for a pose like this, yeah, I guess it works. But in general, yeah, you really wouldn't. You know, if anything, just give me two clenched fists. I mean, just give me that, and
Yeah.
I'm fine. And then my buddy, he said, Robin comes with 8 hands but no staff. That's true. Because yeah, Tim Drake he was the staff bearer, wasn't he? I thought he had like a little bow stick that he would like, use to uh fight with. I thought, yeah.
I
KT's
think
not here to answer these questions.
I think they all come with well, at least in the I remember from the comics, and they all do. I want to be correct, because even
Well, I
what's it?
know when Robin became Nightwing, he had kind of like the double,
Yes.
like the double. And I guess he could turn into to a a bow staff, but yeah, and because I don't know if Jason Todd used one or not, but we need we need KT to make a ruling on that. He can make a comment when he rewatches it on the after the live. And then this Superman here is our world's at war, Superman.
Never heard
The, the hawk, I mean, that's or the eagle, I mean, yeah. Sometimes with accessories like that, that's kind of like, ooh, that's kind of nice.
Hasbro did it better. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
yeah.
No, that's cool. It's cool they included it. I'm just being a jerk.
I'm not going to argue that. Yeah, they definitely did. Also, the well, that and also Mythic with Dubon.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
Soft goods cape, you think?
no, this is definitely plastic.
Oh.
And what's is that supposed to be self shading or because it's
I think
black
it's
and
just a
then
black diaper.
well because there's a hint of red right there on that side, so it's kind of like
Is that I think that's the cape.
oh is that the yeah I can't tell if that's a cape or not.
I don't know if that's the cape. That's just such a weird angle for the cape. I think it looks. I think that's the actual part of the trunk.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't tell.
That's his gun holster. He's got a red gun holster.
And my buddy, we're so close to getting a Max Fletcher Superman. Yeah, that'd be nice. That's the old school man, rotoscoping Superman.
Yeah, McFarlane will get there eventually.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
And that's what you were saying too, Emerald. 2 fist hands. This one's 2 fist hands now,
Mm-hmm.
compared to the one open hand.
And you get the eagle. But
Yeah, that's true. Like with a lot of the Supermans, he usually does the one hand like this, and then the other one like
fly.
this. And it's like again, unless if you're having posing him like playing rock paper scissors or something, it's like what can I do with this besides the flying or rock paper scissors?
Yeah, it's either gonna be flying or just or maybe a karate chop if he
Karate
wants to
chop.
do it. And then this is the green. See Green Arrow. Does he? So has there cool looking? The Robin Hood version, but has they done a Green Arrow in the classic Oliver Queen kind of like with the hat and everything? Like, have they done that version yet? I guess that would be the Silver Age Green Arrow version. I don't know if they have or not. See that I would definitely look into picking him up, especially since I have Hal Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Like
I think
like the one that looks like an archer, like with like the
right,
Robin Hood
yeah,
hat. Okay.
yeah.
Did
Yeah,
they
this
do an Injustice line? I think they might have done an Injustice line, a few figures, and it had that version. A little something closer to that. I can check.
yeah, because that I mean that's always been my because when I had the Superpowers collection version from Kenner, I mean I just love that look. But again, it being Green Arrow, that kind of called to me. So as a kid, that was like one of my favorites. Green Lantern and Green Arrow side by side. But in that actual like look of him,
Yeah, they did a Green Arrow Injustice 2 version.
Nice.
I'll
yeah,
send it in the. I can send it in the chat.
okay. Let me see here. Copy this.
They did one with and without the head, and they sold it twice. Or
Oh,
like
they did?
without the little cap.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, kind of. Let me bring in this. Let me share this one in here. Yeah, it's kind of like it. He's got the cap and he's got the got the look going on. I do like the muted green on here, but
I feel like that's still a little too modern looking than what
Yeah.
you're looking for.
Yeah. Let me pull up what yeah, this guy here. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard, but yeah, that's the classic version. Which I guess it would be the Silver Age version of Green Arrow. Yeah, I'm surprised why. Well, not really surprised. I mean, it seems like Todd. He kind of like he'll give you like it'll be a couple maybe next year, a couple waves later, and we'll finally have this version of Green Arrow. It seems like just like how I mean, even though he doesn't have the green shoulders, I mean, yeah, they're getting close with. I mean, the head sculpt on that Hal Jordan is fantastic. So I'm sure we'll get this. Yeah, see,
There
Kenner
you go.
they did it better, man. They just they got the green shoulders, but 40 years ago. Actually, I do need to pick up. This is the Todd McFarlane version. I do need to pick this one up. I think he's sold out too. I think on eBay, I think he's like $50 on eBay or something like that. Something crazy. It's like
Yeah.
he's a fan favorite, especially from this style. So
People like those superpower figures, man.
oh yeah, man. I had the whole thing. I mean, that was like another big line I was into. And I had like the play sets, I had the vehicles. I mean, that was like a whole like I mean, it was a giant marketing push because then with the cartoon Super Friends, they kind of started I guess revamping it and making it tying into the actual toy line because Super Friends was on way before they made the toys. But then as the 80s came about and Motu and and GI Joe and all these other properties start kind of tying everything in, going, oh man, it's like we gotta, we can tie the figures in with the show and vice versa and all this stuff, and like just get these kids to just buy all this stuff, just take their parents to Toys R Us and just buy everything. So yeah, that was a very very big marketing push for superpowers back then. And I remember actually doing the I think it was the Burger King. Let me see here. Burger King superpowers. I still have those somewhere at my parents. They were like these cup holders, and I remember I would just beg and beg and beg my parents to go to Burger King to pick these up. And yeah, my mom, they I mean they hated Burger King. They always wanted Mickey D's, and so it's one of those things where it's just like it's like we got to go all the way over here to Burger King just so you can get these cup holders. Yeah. That's what they look like back then.
They're probably
Oh,
collector's items now. Probably.
oh, I'm sure they
Yeah.
are. But what I did was I just wanted the figures, so I don't even know where the cups were. And hey, look at that, $1.19 just to get the cup. So yeah, you had Dark Side, you had Superman, you had um
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman and Batman. And yeah, when you go to the store, that's how they showed up. And I think what I end up doing is I think what I try to do was like take the actual plate off. I don't even know how I did that, but for all these, I basically try and take that little stand off the feet. So
Was the stand attached to the feet, or could you just kind
yeah,
of? Okay. Okay.
no, it was attached. I don't know how. I think I might have used a knife or something. I used something. I mean, this is like me at 5, 6 years old doing this. Just trying to get these figures off this. Just because in my childhood mind, it's like, oh, I gotta get them off the stand because this like when I get it off, then they'll really actually look like action figures. They will actually
Yeah.
look like so. Yeah, that's one thing I kind of miss with fast food places and stuff like that, like these little promotional things. Maybe it's still the same, but I haven't gotten a Happy Meal or gotten any kind of like kids meal in a long time. But
Sure.
I do
Sure.
remember, yeah, I remember these being a big deal.
What's up, J Mac? Speaking of superpowers, did we cover last week, or I don't know if it was out last week or been revealed, I guess, but that Batman superpower?
Batman superpower. Was it on McFarlane's? Was it from Todd or? Oh yeah. Oh,
Yes.
you mean the vehicle thing?
Yeah,
The
there's two vehicles and then the Batman.
okay. Yeah. Let
Oh yeah.
me. So yeah, let me bring it up. I think it came out after our show, but yeah, man, this is so I have that Batman, I guess I don't know if it's the Dark Knight version or it's the just the black version. But man, because he came out with a single version like I think last year or so. And dude, that I'm so happy that Todd released that because there's a big story behind that only maybe I don't know if y'all know about it, but it's like this whole it's a big deal because that Batman was on the back of back in 1989 when the Toy Biz
Yeah, I've heard
came
that.
out with Batman on the back of the carding of the for the figures, all they took was a superpowers blue and gray Batman from Kenner and colored it black and
Hmm.
said, hey, this is going to be the Batman version for the 1989 movie. And it was in like the promotional stuff for the figures and everything. And I remember when I got my first figure, it was actually the Joker. It wasn't Batman. And I remember looking on the back and seeing the Joker figure and seeing Bob the Goon and seeing Batman. I'm like, oh my god, that looks just like the one I have at home, the blue and gray one, but he's black now, so cool, you know.
Hmm.
So when Toy Biz actually came out with the actual, their version of Batman, it looked completely different. I mean, it looked more close to the movie, but it's just like I've always wanted this version of that Batman because that's what was promised to me. That's what I saw in the back
Yeah.
of the card. So yeah, he came out with a single version of that last year, I think, and I have two of them. I have one on the card and one I have opened up next to my McFarlane Batmobile. So
Does it come with the retractable belt?
no, no, no. Mine
Okay.
doesn't, and I don't think this one does. But I hated that thing because I think
I
I end
loved
up
it.
I end up getting like three of those things, and it's like because the one the belt broke off, and then the other one the actual the symbol had kind of just rubbed off. I think
Mhm.
just from playing around and stuff. So it kind of was getting scratched off, and then so I have like three different versions of that Toy Biz Batman, which actually I think one, two have the same kind of head, and then the third one has like a different kind of head. I think they were trying to get it more in line with Michael Keaton at some point. They changed the head sculpt as in midstream during the line, but
Yeah.
um
Piggybacking off of your story, it was like I don't even think that they had the figure ready for the '89 movie. Like I think the
yeah,
movie came out and then it was successful, and then they scrambled and, like you said, they got that superpowers one and just kind of changed the colors up a little bit.
yep.
But yeah, definitely a classic looking figure, and it's cool McFarlane's releasing it with two vehicles.
Mhm. Yeah, the Batcopter, I guess, and then the Batwing, which I was kind of this Batwing. Now again, kind of what I was saying earlier um with figures of like Delta 17 and like the like and these. I want to say my Batwing that I had with the Toy Biz version, I want to say that was a lot bigger. Okay, I mean, it seemed like it was bigger. I mean, than this one here. It just really, really looks. I don't know. It looks very, very tiny with Batman sitting in there. But maybe it's just my eyes playing, playing a trick on me or something. But yeah, kind of. And this really doesn't really look like the Batwing from the movie. This is kind of like a Todd. Um, I guess they took some liberties with the design, but it doesn't really look like the original toy version of it. And then the Batcopter. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember if the Superpowers collection, the original ones had a Batcopter. I don't think they did.
It doesn't look like it does, but it does look far bigger.
The this Batwing.
No, the original one.
Oh, the original one. Yeah. Let me see here. Actually, I wanted to pull this up just so the people in the chat don't think I'm crazy. So that is what was promised back in 1989. It's like It's like I saw that. I'm like, oh wait, that looks just like okay. Well, it's black, so I mean, it's it's gonna look like the movie. But yeah, I mean, looking at the back of it, it's like I think, yeah, to your point, Chris, I think that's what happened. They just like, oh crap, man, it's like we gotta we gotta do something. We gotta take some promo photos or whatever, and that's what they came up with. They just took a Kenner, and I think same with Joker too. I think that was the Kenner version of Joker, and they just painted it and stuff like that, which is always kind of funny when you hear about these stories with you watch these documentaries on toy maker, like the Motu or like Star Wars or anything. You just hear about how they kind of put some of the stuff together. It was kind of just like, oh, I had to make a deadline by the end of the week, and I just took I took a figure from here and there, and I just kind of like got some putty and just massed it together and just here you go. I mean, and they bought it like, oh yeah, that looks good. Let's go to production with that. Let's do a full mock up, and it's like, oh wow,
For sure. I feel like sometimes deadlines and then also having to work like in multiples, it just made some like, if you make 20 things, you're just shooting out ideas. Of course, some of them are going to be like really cool, really
yeah.
fun, and I feel like there's a lot of that happening during toy production at that time.
That's what it seems like, at least back in the day. I mean, you want to romanticize it, like, oh man, they put so much thought into it. Like, no, it's like somebody was just trying to, get
Throwing
promotion, or they were,
ideas.
just thrown at the wall. Like, I always laugh with the whole story of Battle Cat, like from the original He-Man line, and how they just took like an existing cat figure. It was like a tiger from the Big Jim line that they had, and it's like, okay, well, we just take that and just paint it green with yellow stripes and put a saddle on it, and like we're good to go. It's like it saved us so much in tooling costs, and it's like, yeah, we just do that. And people are just the main supervisor overseeing it. He's just like, yeah, it looks good. And his minions are probably they're just like, oh man, but it's like it's too big. It's like it's not going to work. It's not in scale. It's like, I don't care. Just put a saddle on him and just get it out. I mean, we got to move. We got to have some sort of like product. So it's just like, it's not as you want to think. It's like, because we think so much about these figures, and especially as kids playing with them. But it's like, yeah, it's like some old dudes just sitting in cubicles, just kind of like just throwing stuff at the wall, and just trying to see if this will work. So I always find that funny. I actually have I still have my original Batmobile, but I think the Batwing. I actually got that for Christmas. My grandma got that for me, but it looks, yeah. I mean, even though just from there, I mean, it does look a lot wider and longer than the Toddy Mac version. So
For sure.
Well, I pulled up one on Etsy and it has both the Batman and the Joker next to it, and it looks far bigger than
yeah,
anything compared to the one the McFarlane one.
and it
Like McFarlane looks half the size.
yeah. And again, maybe it's just to cut down on cost. Like I know this Batwing actually had a handle on there, so you can actually that's how you could control it, and then it had a trigger to actually fire out the missiles.
That's more toy pistol than Batwing, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, genius idea though. 'Cause
No, it's awesome.
Don't think that I wasn't like 6, 7 years old running around going like that. Just like just like cheer, cheer. So, and actually, I don't even think again. You have the fake Batman in there. You have the superpowers Batman, but also I think these were actual like missile looking. They weren't like these little suction missiles. I think they were actually the ones that if you shot them up your nose, they can get lodged up there or shoot them down your throat. So yeah, dangerous stuff back in the day. You can actually hurt yourself with toys.
Do you remember the RoboCop action figures that I remember I had one that you would put like what are they called? Snap pops or like
Yep.
the pop caps
Yep.
in them and they'd like
Yep.
spark and stuff, dude. Wild.
Yep. Yeah. And I used to freak me out. I didn't really play with those two. I mean, well, I didn't play with that feature too much. But yeah, definitely that was yeah, it's like a giant backpack on the back of them. And
Yeah.
it's just you load those caps and it's like a trigger, like or like you're lighting a like a
lighter.
Yeah. And just
Like,
pop them
we'll
off.
sell this to kids, they'll love it.
Yeah. I mean, and not only that, but the fact that it's RoboCop itself. I mean,
That's true, right?
I just I love watching that documentary. If you haven't seen it, y'all should go check it out. RoboDoc. It's a 4-part documentary. and it's like 4 hours long, like an hour per each part, and they go from like cradle to grave, just like from and pretty much covering the whole movie, like each scene, and they have so many people like from behind the scenes just talking, their experiences and talking about like again from the very beginning, the inception all the way to the end, to like they're talking about how it's crazy that they had a cartoon, they had action figures, they had all this stuff based on this like hard R movie back in 1987. It's just like it's crazy to think that. I mean, there was, blood and cocaine, drugs, and nudity. It's just crazy that they were able to get that to market to kids. But it worked. I mean, because I saw it when it came out. I mean, my dad came home with that and Predator, and just like, all right, we're gonna have movie night, and this is what we got. So yeah, very, very crazy, but very, very, very good documentary. They were able to get Peter Weller on there, and he seems a bit of a curmudgeon. He seems like a kind of a salty kind of person, but nice guy on the documentary. But he seems kind of a little bit, I wouldn't want to bother him if I met him. He seemed like he would like give me like a talking to, like, hey, why you bothering me? Or definitely if you try to film him or try to take a selfie, he'd kind of look at you like kind of
Kind of
crazy.
Harrison Fordy, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That
But I
old,
heard,
old school.
I've seen it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've seen a couple of docs on RoboCop. I don't know if I've seen that one, but I did. One thing that they talk about is that Peter Sellers, in his mind, he's like this serious actor,
Yeah.
This like Laurence Olivier kind of guy. And so when he's in RoboCop, he's like, oh, it's just this movie I'm kind of doing. And so I would imagine for him, it was like, oh, this is a stupid movie. Why do so many people like this? This isn't like serious art or whatever.
Yeah.
But RoboCop's awesome. It's such a fun movie.
Oh yeah, definitely love it. He kind of he plays up. I mean, he doesn't maybe like early on, but like now as time has gone by and he's seen how much love and how much recognition it gets, he's full on like, hey, this was great. I love making the movie and this and that. I'm sure he probably got paid for the doc too. And then because at one point when I was kind of reading this history behind this, because it was almost like a crowd-funded Kickstarter documentary, and I guess at the last minute they were able to get Peter Weller to sign on and participate. So at one point, I guess when they were doing all that, he was going to be a part of it. So I'm like, oh dang, that would suck, because you got to have Peter Weller you got to have RoboCop in a RoboCop documentary.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, he's actually pretty upfront. And he was like, hey, I took this very seriously. When I was in the suit, you're going to call me Robo.
Yeah.
When I'm out of the suit, you can call me Murphy or Peter. And some people are kind of just like, what? It's like, okay, like Clarence Boddicker, the guy from That 70s Show, he's just like, yeah, I guess I'm not going to talk to you then, because it's like I'm not going to talk to I'm not going to talk with somebody who's taking them that serious, and he wants me to call him Robo. It's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. But again, he was up front. He said, yeah, I was that guy. I was that guy, and I was the same guy that, like, why is my trailer on this side when I have to walk over here in this suit and this and that? I mean, he was up front. He was like, hey, I cop to that. But then at the same time, he's like, you go do that. You go put in that suit in 100-degree weather in Dallas and this and that. Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, you get, it's a give and take, but really, really good documentary. And Paul Verhoeven, he's on there too, and he's just an absolute nut. He's the director. He's yeah. I think the crazy Dutchman is what they always call him, because he's just like so many stories that in there, like so many fights, so many disagreements and everything with the makeup department, the special effects people, the director, the actors. I mean, it's just like, it's amazing that movie got made, and it's just like, but it wound up being a very, very good movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. So, and it sucks because I think I think it was Rob, I think in our chat, I think he posted, I guess the Mafex original RoboCop, I guess, was going to be, I guess it was on sale somewhere, I think, what he saw. Cause I was so upset when I saw I think number 225 Mafex RoboCop, I guess the re-release or the remaster that they were doing of it. Horrible looking. I mean, there's so many purple and bluish hues on the suit. It just like, I was like, holy crap. Because I saw somebody do a review of it on YouTube. And then once I saw that, like, okay, I'm going to cancel my pre-order. It's just like, as much as I want to get that, get an ultimate version, I'm fine with the NECA version right now. even though the articulation is very, very limited because of NECA.
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean, there's no way I wouldn't enjoy it, that version. It's just like I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they added so much. I know in RoboCop 2 he's a little bit more bluer, but in the first one, no, he's full on has it's more of a silver type of coat that he has on his suit.
Well, I
And
don't
it's just
even think the Mafex one has more blue. I think it's mainly just purple. Like the blue is
purple, yeah.
so little. It surprised me as well. I was gonna get the Mafex one as well, but I was gonna head more towards NECA now once I saw that release. I was like, that just looks way too much of the purple.
Hmm.
That lighting's gonna mess with it so many times.
Oh yeah,
Like if it was a
definitely.
small hint, I wouldn't mind it, but it's just way. You could easily see it in the product shots that was like way too high.
Yeah. And I just and like some of the promo, I mean, the promo stuff they were kind of hiding, but when you see it like in person, it's like, wow, man, that is just like bad. It's just like all over the place, like in the hips and everything. Let me see if I can find a good picture of it. Here's one on eBay because it's just like, I mean, that still doesn't do it. I mean,
you can
you
see the
can't.
purple for sure. It's weird.
Yeah,
Why
on the
purple?
knee. I have no idea. Like all like down here in the knees too. It's just like wow. A little crotch shot. But
RoboCop.
yeah. And then when you see the actual like product, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, well, it's not. They were, I mean, when I saw it, like, okay, that looks awesome. You know, I can't wait to get it. And then yeah, seeing it in hand, you're just like, oh crap. I mean, there, yeah, you can definitely see purple, but again, I don't know if they did some sort of like Photoshop or any kind of enhancement to kind of like get rid, decrease it a little bit. But oof,
Yeah,
man,
it's
that
way
is
more
just
noticeable in the packaging than it is in their
yep,
photos for sure.
yep. That was some. They did some weird stuff there, man. So because it's like again, I can't remember the YouTube review I saw, but he took it out, and I was just like, holy crap, what? I mean, I was so upset because I was like, I really want to get a good version of RoboCop, and it's like I figured the Mofex, I mean, with the articulation and everything, and like all the accessories, I mean, you make it into the battle damage version, and it's just like that purple is just like horrible. It just completely just ruined my, you know, yeah. There's no way I would get it now.
The
But I
original
think
one's
Rob,
expensive as well.
but and I need to go back and look at that link that Rob had sent. I thought he had sent something that they were actually, it was on sale somewhere. So I don't know. Maybe does Haya make them? Because man, I'm thinking about getting into Haya with all these freaking Rambo shots that are killing it. I'm like, God, man,
I
I need.
think Haya did make them, but there was the 118th version, not the 112th version.
Yeah,
But they are moving to 112, especially with the Dread and the Rambo stuff.
still waiting on that Dread, man.
Same here. I was gonna get the Mezco original one, but I was like, I don't want to pay that price, especially for how I keep hearing the suit tears over time.
That's
Oh, it does.
I paid secondhand. I paid secondhand for it. I got it, and that's exactly what happened. The leg area started tearing a little bit, and so it's a fun figure, but I'm really hoping the Haya one will be good. And I feel like the Haya one is like a little bit more comic book accurate than the one that Mezco came out with.
Yeah.
Um,
And I also stopped paying secondhand price for the Mezco stuff because some stuff was like I don't even touch it anymore. I
yeah.
paid secondhand for the first Punisher and the PX exclusive
Ooh,
Deathstroke, where
Yikes.
that Deathstroke was completely black, black gray, and only the helmet had the orange. And yeah, those were expensive. I think the Punisher I paid 300 for, and the Deadshot was 257 on Amazon. Those were big
wow.
hits. Yeah. But then again, I still love those figures, but I would hate to buy something and have it completely just tear. Because that's what I did also for the Mezco PX Deadpool. It was like $50 on top of Amazon, bought it, and I hardly take it out. Haven't touched it in about a year, and the actual paint or not paint, the pleather parts on the Deadpool suit are coming off just from it like just bending.
Mm,
It was so bad.
Oh man,
that's a bummer.
Yeah.
man, and that's what I'm worried about. Some Mezco stuff that I have, like the Destro, he's kind of got like that suit, right? It's kind of like that little. I'm scared that would tear over time. That's kind of what I'm worried about with. Well, I guess Snake Eyes. we talked about this, how it's kind of like it's kind of a mixture of the upper body, because the bottom is kind of like more tactical, right? It's not
The issue, so the thing about the Snake Eyes one is wherever there was a joint, I noticed it was a softer fabric, and then
yeah.
wherever it was long stretches, it was sort of like that pleather material. And so with the mezcos, the issue is when there's the pleather right around a joint, because then it stretches and it's moving.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, even though this mezco Snake Eyes wasn't my favorite design, I think they designed it in that way for longevity,
Oh,
so
okay.
that it wouldn't tear up as much. But that's just my, I'm speculating. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of, if I'm going deep with Mesco, it's gonna be with those kind of like the shadow, like John Constantine, like
Yeah.
where it's more clothing, like slacks and shirts and stuff like that. I mean, my prune face, I mean, I haven't had any issue with them
Mhm.
whatsoever. So it's just, yeah, like anything like Spider-Man or even Batman, like the Batman version, the two that I have, I'm just so worried that suit's gonna tear, and so I try and just keep them in the when I pack them up, I just have them like everything just kind of like no wrinkles, and they're not any kind of posing or anything. And I don't leave them in prolonged poses for a long time. I just kind of just once I'm done with them, I kind of just straighten everything out, smooth everything out, and then pack them back up.
The
Which
89
Batman was
one
that?
or the yeah.
Oh, no, like the golden age, like the
Yeah.
the
Okay.
the, the blue and gray one and the black and gray. 89. It's like I boxed him up. I haven't opened him up in like I don't know, 6 months or whatever. I mean, I just packed him up. It's like it was a good get, but I'm just like, oh, I'm just so worried about that thing tearing. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, it's interesting because I have the Ascending and the Sovereign Knight Batman from Esco, and I believe the Sovereign, well, the Sovereign has more that chainmail feel with the bat suit, and the Sovereign has the more pleather on it. It's more pleather than it is actual fabric, and that thing has not torn at all. It's just, I said, the water residue damage from the cape. That's an easy fix. I can just swap another cape out. But even though that's completely pleatherish, or at least it feels pleather, it has not torn, no issues, and it looks completely fine. But like I said, the snake eyes on the joint systems, same issue. That little small crease that I just like pushed up for like articulation wise, completely mess it up. Even though it's such a
yeah,
small part, and
Mhm.
it just completely sucks.
Yeah.
yeah, just yeah, that's the thing about, especially with paying a pretty penny for those for those mescos, man. It's like I know KT swears by them, but it's like it's just it's tough, man. It is very tough. I have I have no hurt feelings or any stress. If I break a Hasbro or something like that, it's like, okay, well, that's no big deal, or a Mattel figure. But if a Mesco or even a Mythic, even a Four Horseman, if that breaks, I kind of like, oh man,
Mhm.
it's like
But
again,
hold on, to come to the Mezco defense here. I feel like the majority of those figures that we talk about with those kinds of issues are those earlier figures. So like Judge Dredd, the arrows, Green Arrow, Red Arrow.
yeah,
I feel like, like since, I don't know, just guesstimating, maybe since like the last 3 years, 4 years or so, besides 89, which people, is kind of back and forth, there's been very few people complaining about that leather kind of ripping and stuff like that. So I
yeah,
can think of like Solomon Kane. Solomon Kane had a lot of leather on him, and he, I didn't see any things about that. The snake guy that came out,
Oh
um,
yeah, the what's it called? The Rumble Society one?
Rumble
Or the
Society, yeah, he didn't really have any tearing issues with leather, and so hopefully, right, they're
Same
getting
with Blade. Blade has the
played.
pleather jacket. I use
oh,
that with the smoke all the time.
Yeah.
No issues. And I think the inside is kind of like that suede material, and
Mhm.
that has no issues either. It's completely really good. Even the pants for Blade are a more pleather material. It's super thin, no issues on that. And that was pretty. I wouldn't say it's more new than the other stuff, but
Mhm.
it does work out far better than the original stuff.
For sure. For sure.
nice, cool. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's like I don't know. Like I'm very wary as far as with which ones I get from Mesco. I think right now, well, I got the Mesco board, so right now I'm trying to get Two Face. I'm trying to get the Golden Age Two Face. Um, I think I'm watching two on eBay right now. They're on my watch list, and then after that, Dick Tracy, and then I think um Now I'm kind of wondering about that because if there is any kind of QC issues with Tracy, and I bought it through BBTS because I saw where KT, I think he was able to go directly to Mezco with some of the stuff that he got, and he was able to kind of get replacements, or he was able to kind of they
Mhm.
just gave him like a completely brand new figure. I think Rob did that too as well. But if I bought mine through BBTS, could I go to Mezco and say, hey, this happened, what's what do I have to, what can I make it right, or do I need to go, or do I have to go through BBTS? It's like that's why I'm kind of like, well, I think going forward, I may just go directly to Mezco to get my to get the figures.
I think you're right about your assessment. I think if you get it through BBTS, you have to have them fix the issue, and if they have
Okay.
any, they'll exchange it for you. And then, yes, to prevent that, I think the best thing in the
Yeah.
future would be to just get it. If you can get it on pre-order from Mezco Direct, hey, you know.
And
In
what's
fact,
the
the
go
only
ahead.
time I get, I think, Mezco through BBTS is if I missed something, or
Yeah.
if I like wanted to get it later on.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, like, how? I mean, with y'all, I mean, because it seems like they sell out pretty fast, and so, but I mean, 'cause, I mean, with King Conan, I was back and forth on that, like, just very, very, like, oh, I should, because I hadn't gotten any of the Conans before, and I was like, well, this would be my first one, but then I just like, finally, I just like, no, no, I think I'm good, and then like maybe a week or two later, boom, it was sold out. I was like, oh crap,
Are
and
those
then it was sold.
exclusives though? I feel like those are exclusives, right? The
King
Conan ones?
Conan.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's the exclusives that usually sell
Yeah.
out pretty quickly, and they have kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
limited windows. The non-exclusives, maybe be up for about 3 weeks,
Yeah.
roughly. But the
Until they sell out.
exclusives, yeah, the exclusives, it's and in fact, it's like, okay, they have open pre-orders. You put in as many pre-orders as people are gonna put in, and then they close it. Whereas with the exclusives, it's like, hey, we've got X amount.
Yeah.
People buy them out, and then they're done.
And I feel like those before, it was a lot easier to get exclusives, even on waitlist, because I actually wanted to get the John Wick exclusive. I got that waitlisted and got it instantly. As soon as it was released, instant, my waitlist changed to pre-order, got it, and even then, I mean, I just sold it, but the thing is, I will say buying stuff from Mezco, I would go through mainly Amazon or Big Bad Toys when it comes to like stuff that you can find easier, especially Amazon, since you can find most of the stuff cheaper on sale on Amazon. While Mezco, I would definitely just get the exclusives from them. Like my exclusives now that I buy it from them, I've usually got it through trades. Like I traded a Mofex Deadshot, the Will Smith one, for the Atticus Doom Necro version with his accessories. And I like that figure, but I wouldn't have. But they do sell it so quickly.
Mhm.
So I would only get exclusives from Mezco. Mezco itself,
Yeah.
try to get the stuff that isn't exclusive through Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store, but mainly I would say Amazon, since Amazon has an easier way of getting a new replacement to you quicker.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
to your point, Dimitri, that Superman, right? That Superman
Yeah,
was on sale for like so long on Amazon.
Ooh.
Super
yeah.
cheap.
Oh, and I missed out on that too because I think it's
Wolverine,
back.
the Wolverine was on pretty. I think he was at like $90 at one point or something
I
on
got
Amazon.
him for 85 on Amazon,
That's great.
and
Oh
I
wow.
waited. Same with Constantine. I got Constantine. I think he's usually 100. I got him for like I want to say $78 on Amazon, and
Wow,
thankfully I did get him because that's probably my favorite Mezco they've made recently.
he's great. He's great.
Yeah,
I love that lip feature, dude. That little.
yeah.
There's this one head sculpt that's got just like a
But
slight.
no, they all do.
For which
Oh,
one?
yes, yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. All of the head sculpts have this slight little cut where the lips are that if you're just looking at it, you wouldn't really be able to notice, but
Yeah.
you can pull the lip down a little bit. It's kind of like a softer rubber material, and that's you can get cigarettes in there. Yeah, just such a
Oh,
cool outside the box thing.
which one's this for? Is this? Oh, this is for
Constantine.
Wolverine. Oh,
This is
Constantine.
Constantine.
Constantine,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, crap. That's the one that I think you were. I need a cop that, and I need a cop Storm Shadow from you,
I
Chris.
got 'em.
Yeah.
Got
So it's like I gotta figure that out. I need to figure out my money.
'em.
I need some more money,
There's no
man.
rush. They're not going anywhere.
And oh man, it's like yeah, you mentioned the Superman. It's like oh, like crap, man. It's like right now it's still for 125, but it's like God bless, man.
One thing I'll say to check on, especially for exclusive, because that's what I was looking for on the Scorpion figure. The exclusive was OfferUp. I get a lot of good deals from OfferUp, and that's where I actually traded my Mafex for the Mezco Atticus Doom. The guy and I traded both figures on OfferUp, and I've found some really good deals off OfferUp. And I just messaged them through Instagram to make sure they're real and what they do. So
Yeah,
the guy already does toy photography. I knew he was most likely legit, and it was an easy trade.
What is OfferUp? I've never heard of that.
I never heard
It's
that either. No.
yo, it's interesting. It's basically kind of like a site, kind of like Facebook Marketplace.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's definitely worth it. I mean, of course, there's gonna be some scams on there, like sometimes. Most of the
Yeah,
time, they aren't. You can actually see the reviews. People are able to leave reviews of that person and what they
that's
sold, and how
good.
many items they sold. It so far for me, everything has been legit on purchases and trades, and I've honestly am been thankful to find some stuff on there because they have some exclusives that I've like. Some guy wanted. And this was because I was tempted to buy it was the Scorpion figure. Some guy was selling like $240. I got it dropped to 140. I was still hesitant, but it was such a big drop off he's willing to go to
Yeah.
that I was tempted, but thankfully I didn't because I was able to just do it for a trade. But
Mhm.
OfferUp is something I would definitely check out since I do find a lot more exclusives on there and more people are willing to like negotiate price or trades.
That's awesome.
Oh
OfferUp.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I like too that there's like, even though I feel like with the toy groups, usually there's, you can just be like, hey, can I get a reference check, blah blah blah. I do like with what you were saying, how there's sort of like a built-in kind of reference check, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But like as you were talking about that, it kind of got me thinking about like what do you guys do in terms of if you're trading something or if you're purchasing something? Do you guys do any like vetting of, if you're going through the toy groups or whatever, do you guys do any vetting of these people, or how do you kind of go about that, I guess, when it's just
I,
like a blind, random person?
I'll let you go, Killzone.
I usually just go through and check what they've done on Instagram and whatnot, and like make sure like
Mm,
so OfferUp allows you to talk but not send photos of stuff. So to make
okay.
sure that the thing is actually good. So I said, hey, you have Instagram, let's talk through there. And they most of the time, actually no, 100% of the time for me, they've said yes. And one of the guys actually is in our Geeked Out Click Discord now and was selling some
Okay.
stuff.
Nice.
And he what's it called? He sent me stuff. Some other guy had like a bunch of figures being sold, and it's like, is this real? Because you're selling a bunch of exclusive figures.
Yeah.
It was real. He does a lot of Mythic Legion shots, so I make sure their page has stuff. If they don't have anything toy related, I get kind of worried, so I just drop it completely. And
Mhm.
I also, it's not really followers because I feel like for some people, like that guy had like 500 followers, but he was legit. He had like I think for sale was the Ahab, the what's it called? Ahab. Well, it's called Ahab, but it's the Phantom Pain Big Boss action figure from
Mhm.
5K Toys. And I was gonna
Okay.
get that, but like I make sure that they have stuff in their profiles that is mainly toy related. And I also make sure, like on OfferUp, I said they have email verification, they have sell verification, how many people sold verification, reviews. You can leave an actual review on that person and what they've said, and like the timing. People had leave long reviews explaining that they got their figure, and if they need replacements, they can easily get it. I definitely just go through that and mainly OfferUp because OfferUp has such a good track record on keeping tabs of everybody. And if you don't trust them still, Instagram and see what their profile is like.
For sure. It's good advice.
Oh yeah.
John?
Me, man, I don't. I'm bad about that. Like I mean, for me, vetting somebody, it's I guess maybe if I do go to their social media or if they have a social media and kind of look through that. But I mean, anything that I've bought for somebody, or I don't think really I haven't done any trades. Um,
Trades get a little scary.
yeah,
A little bit.
yeah,
By that
yeah.
fourth day, you're like, oh, did this guy send it? This guy send it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, speaking of which, I still got my Gonk Skorks from the Mysteries of Mythos. I still got to figure out how to get rid of him. Or I mean, if anybody wants him, I can
How much
trade
you want to
him.
sell
But
that to me for? We'll talk off air. We'll talk after
okay,
this.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
The but no, I don't. Yeah, I just I think whenever I've done anything, I kind of run it through. Actually, my vetting process is just really Chris and KT. Like I'll go in our chat going, "Hey, I just found this Golden Age Batman. Is this a good deal?" And like, you think this guy's reputable? And then KT's like, "Okay, man. Like, so step one, do this. Step two, do this. Have him open it up. Open it up. Like I can't ask him. Like, yeah, you can't ask him to open it up and show it to you. It's like, it's like, I mean, don't be shy. Just go out there and say, hey, can you open this up and take a few pictures of it? It's like,
Yeah.
so that's normally what I do. I just, for me, I'm kind of naive in that standpoint where I just like, yeah, I trust this person. You know, just like they're fine.
No,
Actually, go ahead.
I was gonna say I agree with you because the Atticus Doom one was that guy I met randomly off offer up. Never knew him, never anything. I was like, want to trade because I didn't want to pay the price.
Yeah.
Oh no, he offered a trade. I was like, I don't want to. I wanted the money more, but I did want the Atticus Doom. Thankfully, like I said, it was legit. Just go through the person's account. But like you did say too, Emerald was asking the people to open everything to make sure stuff is there because that's what
Yeah.
I do to make sure because people buy from me and they're like, is it legit? So I go through, open the packaging and stuff. I don't touch the figure, just open the packaging so they know like, okay, this is legit. Here's the breakdown. So they know rather than if they don't show anything, I don't really buy or even entertain the idea. I don't go to Facebook. I know KT told me Facebook at times. But
Yeah.
I've had some people message that were scammers and easily like that's like just by the way they talk is completely scamming. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not even gonna entertain this idea, so I deleted and left Facebook completely for that reason. OfferUp has been the more successful I have on everything.
I will have to check out OfferUp.
Yeah.
You know, my history with sort of like trading or getting things through people I don't know is through the groups, is through the Facebook groups. And you know, like you said, fortunately for the most part, if you do a little bit of like investigating into the person, it is usually pretty easy to find out if they're a bot or if they're kind of like a fake
Yeah.
person, you know, briefly going through, even though it's not like the best indicator to see how many followers or friends they have. You know, if they
Yeah.
have like 5 people that follow or friend them, you know, it's a little suspicious. I also check the date when they join the group. That's
Yes.
a big one. You know, I'll be like, how long
Yeah.
has this person been in the group for? What are their comments? Like, what are they kind of saying and things like that? Um, with the trades, I feel like you got to be a little bit more brave because it's obviously like, hey, you're sending this thing to me. I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time I'll be like, whatever, I'll send it first. You know, if you can't get out to the post office today, I can, no problem. It's fine. So that does get a little bit nerve wracking. But KT had a really great thing he said one time where he's like, I'll have them send me $1 and then I'll send them $1 or something like that via PayPal. That way there's some kind of like history of like, hey, I purchased this thing through this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm trading this person. So I was like, that's a really great idea to kind of keep like a paper record of, you know.
That reminds me for that
Hmm.
Atticus Doom one, he actually paid me since it was a trade.
Yeah.
It was Atticus Doom. I was trading Deadshot and SHF Harley Quinn, the movie version,
Mhm.
Margot Robbie. And I think the price I was selling both of those, that was like 250, oh no, $350.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, you know, I'll sell this since Atticus Doom is so expensive. Plus, it came with that like enhancement pack with that all the scrolls and all that. And he traded
Yeah.
that. But he traded those, and on top of that, like $80. So I had $80 of his money if he didn't give the other figures. So I had that paper trail.
Yeah. Nice.
Same with
Yeah.
Push and P for the Scorpion figure. Actually, I paid him like $30, but him and I have traded a lot more,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I wasn't able to get the figure out that week,
Yeah.
so it was another week he had to wait since I was in finals.
Hmm.
So he knew I was legit, and he knew I was getting on his stuff on time, and that this was just a hiccup.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a
Yeah.
trade, but it's a thing where it's like, do you know the person, or is something that you can have that is more insurance?
Hmm. But I mean, you know, with P, it's like
Yeah.
he knows you weren't going to go anywhere. He wasn't going to go anywhere. He knows
Yeah.
we're all in the same
Yes.
group, so it's all good. Another thing too is, and I'm sure you know this goes without saying. Everybody knows this, but guys, goods and services. If somebody asks you to pay friends and family, it's a little sketch. Or if they ask you to like Zelle or something like that, just something where you were covered somehow on your end. Goods and services.
But I always do friends and family though. Well, that's what I always get that though. I always get people, hey, can you do friends and family? Because I mean, that's like they take a hit on that, don't they? The people,
You do have to pay taxes if you make
yeah.
over 500 on your PayPal, like, you know, stuff like that. But
Oh,
that
okay.
being said, like, you know, unless you're friends or family, I'm not doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So
So I think we do friends and family. I think I don't think, or do we, or I
I've
can't.
always done friends and family with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're friends and family. I mean, that's yeah,
It's like
of
all of
course. Yeah, I will say this. I mean, something I did buy from eBay. That I think you know about, Chris, and recently, and I was so stressed out about it. I was like, hey, when's it gonna come in? So I emailed the person, or sent him a chat on the app, and I was like, hey, when's it gonna get mailed out? And he, wait, and then finally, like a day later, he says, just he said, look at the description. It'll be mailed out from this date to this date. I'm like, okay, well, okay. So you just like, you just a jerk. I mean, because I was hoping to get it out. I was hoping to receive it and then ship it out, like, the next day or so. But it was like days after I bought it. Like I bought it on Saturday and then it didn't get shipped out. And then it gets me till like the following Saturday. So it was like a whole week. And I was like, oh crap, man. It's like, I figured you would have, shipped out a little bit earlier. And I was hoping that I do like those sellers that when you do reach out to them and ask them, hey, when will this ship out? They're like, oh man, I'm sorry, just been busy, just couldn't get to the post office, but I'll get to you, I'll get it out to you, at this, tomorrow, or tomorrow morning, afternoon, whatever. But this person was just basically just saying like, hey, just read the it's gonna be between this day and this day. Just read the description. Okay, thanks.
Real
It's
nice
like,
guy.
yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
use
it's
PayPal when you buy off eBay though, or is it just like your card from you asking? Because I use PayPal since my dad bought stuff off eBay for his mountain bike, and when
Mhm.
he got it, it wasn't even bike parts. It was like a watch and something else,
Oh
and
wow.
that was the issue where it's like he thankfully used PayPal, so PayPal got his money back.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, cool. I think my PayPal account is attached to my eBay account. So I think I just pay, like, whenever I do, it just goes through that. But I had to check. And see, that's one thing too about pre-orders and this whole thing of, as far as like, if you're, whether you're, how long the statute of limitations, as far as like being protected. Because there's been thankfully some people have educated me on that, because when I reached out to them and like, hey, look at this cool deal on this pre-order for like this whatever, that's still months from being released, but it's on eBay. And it's just like, because everywhere else was sold out, and like, no, don't do that, John. Because the thing is, if it's like, if it's a pre-order, then after I think 3 months or so, there's like, who's to say that they already got your money, you already pay for it, but when it actually comes in, or if it comes in, can they send it to you, because it's already been 6 months or even a year.
Yeah.
Because I know for like that Masters of the Universe Eternia playset, they already have pre-orders up, pre-orders, to get it as soon as the playset arrives, which was still a year away. But if I went ahead and paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars to you know get a pre-order in on it from a seller, yeah, I mean, they could easily say, oh, sorry, or as nothing comes in, nothing, I won't get anything. And it's like, yeah, I can't remember, 'cause I did read up on that. It's like, oh crap, yeah, if time goes by, especially a year, then I think eBay, I don't think they can do anything about it, or they can't really fight for it. I think maybe PayPal can, but again, I think there's a certain time limit as far as like after you pay something, when you actually get the product. But yeah, it was kind of like, because I was gonna pull a trigger on some stuff like that. That was months and months away of pre-orders on eBay, and
Yeah.
yeah, some thankfully some people said like, no, don't do that, because it's like, yeah, there's no guarantee that you'll actually get the item. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I wouldn't. I think I've seen in the past that with PayPal it's 6 months, so
6 months,
less than
yeah.
a year. But yeah, somebody can check that. I'm 100%.
Yeah, and again, with that Eternia playset, I was just like, yeah, I do not want to spend that much amount of money, and then a year goes by. I mean, some people are legit. I mean, they're legit. I mean, if you pre-order from them, like, hey, I crowdfunded this, like the His tank or whatever it is, and as soon as it comes in, it's yours. You pay for it. But some people, yeah, it's gotta be careful, because they can just be like, they can take your money and be like, sorry, it's been a whole year, and you can't come after me through PayPal or through eBay. So yeah,
That's the sketchy part for eBay, especially since a lot of figures, especially the like after not aftermarket, but the like off-brand like third-party figures, like the John Wick one from John Wick 3 that recently came out. I forgot who makes. I think it's Noda Toys.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Has made it. It's completely sold out through every single site. But on eBay, you like are buying it double the price, and it's on pre-order. But you don't know if that's going to be a complete thing, if it's true or not. And because
Right.
I've even seen other sites that actually do sell figures have it up for pre-order still. I think you're pre-ordering a wait list, which is
Ah,
kind of weird.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I've heard that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, you just got to be careful out there. Just got to be careful and be yeah, just be on alert. Thankfully, I don't think I've gotten scammed. I haven't gotten scammed yet. Knock on wood. Um, with any trades or any kind of purchases. I think my Batman 89, I was kind of worried about that, but again, I was kind of it was one of those I was out with friends and we kind of were at we went to a basketball game and afterwards we were kind of just hanging out afterwards and had a couple adult beverages and I saw on the Discord somebody had posted like, hey, I got this Batman for I think less than $100. I was like, oh crap, and I jumped on it. But then the next day I'm going, oh crap, I didn't even vet that. I didn't even like ask any questions. I just sent the guy a PayPal and just like, hey,
Yeah,
guy, I just DM'd him and it's just like, you still got that Batman? Yeah, it's like, okay, I'll take it. Didn't even ask for pictures or anything. But the next day, the guy, I kind of, hey, so when you gonna ship it out? And he just responded like, oh, it'll be later today. And if you want to hear some pictures of it, just so you know that everything's all together, it's complete. So I was like, okay, cool. Good. I just did that like. Just out of the blue, I was like, hey, $80 for Batman 89, cool, sold. Like, plus shipping, yeah, I'll take that.
Oh wow, that's a great deal, dude.
Yeah,
And like honestly, with like the groups and things like that, I'm always surprised at the amount of people that are doing trades and buying stuff and it working successfully and everybody fulfilling their end of the deal as opposed to people getting scammed. I feel like it's majority way more successful than people scamming people. You know what I mean? So that's
because
nice.
if you're gonna scam, I mean, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, because the first time, like if KT would get scammed, oh man, that guy's dead. Or
Yeah.
that person's,
Your
he's gonna
reputation
man.
is done.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
The
you go
community's
all.
big, but it's not that big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to scam anybody because I mean, not that I ever would, but I mean, yeah, that would just be stupid. Because the moment I do that, I mean, all of a sudden, like, don't mess with him. Like, don't even like, he's a scammer. He's gonna rip you off, blah blah, blah and that's gonna just your reputation is just tarnished. It's just done. So, I think that in hindsight, that I think people would be wary of that. But there's still some people out there that don't care. But yeah, I think the majority, like you were saying, is people. If you're in the community and you really are a part of it, it's just everyone trying to help each other out. Like the cabal. Like, I mean, I've seen so much with the cabal right now with with the mystery boxes and all these trades and sales happening and stuff. And it sucks because I hate that because yesterday in the middle of work, I saw somebody post something in the cabal and I was like, holy crap, man, it really wasn't even mystery or mythos. He was just going through a fire sale. I mean, he was getting, he was just, hey, dead man. He was just going through just selling a lot of his inventory, just selling a lot of his collection. And I was like, oh damn, it's like there was a lot of like pretty a lot of good hits in there. And I couldn't find his profile again. I didn't take a snapshot of who it was. And so, once you miss that, or if you just like get out of it, I try scrolling through and like there's like I mean, there's so much in that cabal feed that I couldn't find the person again. It's like, oh crap, why didn't I save his name or write it down or something? Because it's like I'm trying to find this guy because he had a lot of good sales on there. And shipping was like he said the price didn't include shipping, but shipping's pretty much would be like less than probably $5, something like that. It was really, really reasonable. So yeah, because the one I really want to get is the Trapjaw tribute mythic figure. I think again the name Cronus or Chrono or whatever.
It was the orc, right?
Yeah, but and he's got the green skull kind of face and he's got the blue. And again, it's the Trapjaw Motu tribute figure, and he had him on there. I think he had him on there for 80 or something. I was like, holy crap! I was like, damn, that's pretty good price. So I was like, why didn't I save this guy's profile? Because it's like he had such a good deal, and I definitely want to get that.
Oh no, he's got a skull head. Never mind, I was wrong.
It's skull head.
Yeah.
Is it the Wasteland Krona?
Krona, yeah, I think that's his name, Krona. And yes, that's one I'm definitely trying to pick up. But that, and I also want to get that brown horse from I guess it's Attila's horse, but it's just the basic brown, mythic Legion horse.
I've got the gray one. I've got Boros. If you're interested.
Boros, yeah. It's like because I need to get some horses. I need to get some horse action going. So, but yeah, that brown one goes for a pretty penny on eBay. I think it's like over 150. I think from what I saw.
If you want a cheap horse, I don't know if it's gonna scale well with Mythic Legions. On Amazon right now, the SHF Griffith figure is on sale. It's usually like 130 or 110. It's on to like
Mm.
$75 right now, and it comes with a figure and a horse.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Sweet.
How did
Check
you
that
like
out.
that? Speaking of Griffith, how did you like that Berserk figure? I heard mixed reviews on it. Was it
Oh
you
my
that was
God.
telling me you didn't like it?
I hate, yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hate it so much. I actually have a photo with it coming out for a collab. And
yeah.
just to get that photo, I was ready to throw that figure against the wall. I hate that figure. And it's not even like the actual joint systems, it's the hand pegs. The hand pegs physically will not go into the hand well and or the hand well. And it will just holding such a huge sword, it just falls out. And I'm like, why
Mm,
would you make such a shitty hand joint for a
Yeah.
guy who carries a huge sword? It makes
yeah.
no sense. And I was comparing it to the Figma because I owned both the Figma one and the SHF one, and I sold my Figma Berserker armor to I think Will on on the Geeked Out Discord, and I like that figure because all of the plastic parts that are armor, like around the there's like a jaw around the head or
Mhm,
guts. All that soft plastic, like super soft, or more like rubber, so it's bendable and you can easily mold it back into place. It won't break. On the SHF one, it's all hard, brittle plastic where pushing it into like place will feel like it's gonna break, and I hate that aspect of it.
mhm,
Detailing and the detail of the sword and the actual like length of it and how it looks is way more accurate to the manga. But man, that figure looks good, but that's it. The entirety how it is sucks, and it's probably my worst figure. I think it's not even worth $100. Not even 50. I think it's worth 20 max. Just because
Wow.
it has McFarlane detailing, a little bit better than McFarlane, but just terrible joint systems in every aspect.
It's
wow.
crazy.
That's a bummer
Wow.
because a lot of people were looking forward to that figure. I remember people were like, because the SHF did it first, right? They're the ones who
No,
did
the
it.
Figma did it first, and the
Figma, yes.
Figma, yes.
Okay, and so the Figma one was so hard to find that people were like, "Oh, I'll just wait for the SHF to come out," and then they kind of shit the bed.
Yeah, I was thankfully able to jump on the Figma right when it was ending. I got
Yeah,
the first Black Swordsman guts for like I want to say $60, 40
yeah.
or $50, pretty cheap. And then I got the re-release of the Berserker armor, which before it came with the first manga, or the first manga came with that. And I believe it came and it had a different color scheme. It was more of a blue-gray, and this one was the more bloodied version. They also suck. They're terrible figures. Like the detailing looks okay for what it is, but the joints as well. A lot of the arms and legs cannot hold the figure up. A lot of the joint system is gonna pop out and break easy. The neck is on a
Mm.
terrible old Figma peg. Everything about it is not great. I think it's actually, in my opinion, the joint system is worse than the SHF, while the SHF just has such loose joints.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's yeah, that's a bummer.
That's terrible.
But like you were saying earlier, right? You can get that horse, so you just throw away the Griffin figure. You get
Yeah.
the
I do hear though the Griffin and the newer Berserker armor are better and have better systems and actually hold everything better. So I'm glad I hear that, but I just don't know how much better.
sure.
Cool. Do we want to get to the weekly featured showcase?
Let's
Wrap
go.
everything up. Wrap everything up. So this week we have shots underscore by underscore Gobu. I think
Gobu gang.
he is our weekly featured photographer. Let me pull up his page. Gordon B. Gordon. So yeah. So this is our weekly featured photographer, shots by Gobu. I'm in a couple collabs with him, with Gordon. He's a fantastic photographer. Um, really, really great stuff. And surprisingly, I was like, wow, he's only at 1769. It's like we need to get that number up. Definitely need to get those followers up. Amazing, amazing stuff. This is the oh crap! I can't believe this is
Toxic.
Foxes, right? Foxes, yeah. It's like I'm trying. I should know this thing, but I think this he was featured in this by this I think Toy Brew Again, great shot, great, highlight of the figure. Got some atmosphere going on here. Did y'all actually get this? Or did you get Poxus, Chris, or
That was one of the only horseman I just didn't really care for very much. I didn't pick him up. I didn't pick Flagus, I think is the name of the horse. I didn't pick up either of those. But maybe in hindsight, maybe that'll be something at Legion's Con where if I see him on the table, I'm like, all right, might as well. I got the other three.
Well, yeah, that's definitely gonna happen at that point. Yeah, now that you mentioned that, yeah, that's a given. I mean, we're gonna be rolling up there. I mean, me and Rob and KT will get you to buy something, and then I'm sure y'all get me to buy something. We'll get KT to buy a couple boxes, a couple cases, walk out there. So I'm gonna try and get him, try and get him a whole bunch of cosmics. I think with the latest wave that's coming out, finally,
Excited about that.
that's I think he's so down on the cosmics, but like, bro, I mean, cosmics slap. I mean, that's just it's just, and you get down to it, they slap, man. It's like you got to get them. So it's like you can't just stick to the your
Mythic
demon
stuff.
ones. Yeah, mythic stuff, especially the vampire stuff. You got to branch out, man. But this is a great shot.
Yeah, it really shows off the figure, both of the figures, really well.
And it's like, man, I mean, I'm sure. I don't know if so. Again, like we were talking about horses earlier, I'm not sure how the stability is with them, but man, to get this kind of shot where you can get the feet, I want to say maybe he had to use a stand, but regardless, I mean, that's always cool when you can get them in this kind of upward pose. As they're kind of like, as they're kind of reeling back. So that's always kind of cool to do. Cause for me, I was like, I would use a stand and I would probably have a fit trying to get that thing to, be balanced on a stand, trying to keep it up in the air like that. But
yeah, the joints are pretty good on the horses, but it's so heavy that you do usually need a stand if you want to do something like this and get that top half kind of.
Yeah, I think you need a stand for this, especially since, I mean, just the way it's angled, it's gonna be still top heavy. That once you put it on that pose, it's gonna fall over no matter what.
Yeah.
Stand recommendations though, do you use a lot of wired stands like that you just make yourself, or is it mainly like the clear hand, like the joint stand that you use, Emerald?
For me, it's a mixture. I haven't found really any of the clear ones that really work well. So it's a lot. I use a lot of wire stands, and then what I started doing is kind of taking just regular kind of like it's like bendy wire. It's like, but it's got like the black covering over it. And what I'll do, I'll clamp that to the side of my desk and use that to kind of, if the figure's light enough, I can kind of maybe use as a in the air kind of movement or motion and have that stand kind of get them on. But a lot of times I just use it for balance. I mean, I'll kind of get in a way where I'll bend it so that the figure can kind of just like lean up against it, or kind of it can keep them propped up, because I mean, that's kind of like my biggest stress is just like trying to get them just to stand up and just to kind of just like not fall over, especially in the middle of a shot. So yeah, I'll take some of that bendy wire to kind of like just help keep them balanced. But for the most part, if I'm doing flight or jumping or anything like that, I just use like the metal wire stands that you see on people you can make yourself, or you can buy them. I've bought a couple and I've made a couple just based on how tall or how high I need the figure to be.
Okay.
Y'all just you just make your own, or just is that what you use? Or
Oh, I use both. I was gonna say, to just I feel my opinion, especially like for figures like these, to just shove the little wire part in the joint just to make it
yeah,
easier. I shoved a lot in the joint just because I think, in my opinion, just trying to get it to stand is the hardest part, or just anything possible. That the joints, especially for the Wally West, I had to shove it in between the torso joint just to make it stand properly in a running
yeah,
pose, and it was so annoying. But I've noticed that what's it called, sanding it down beforehand, the actual where you're gonna put it in would help just not to poke the figure inside and break stuff since it is
yeah.
so sharp.
You know what
Oh,
I
yeah.
did? I made a bunch, like I bought a bunch of wire hangers. I think I bought like 10 wire hangers. I spent one day just making a bunch, right? But I bought this stuff called Plasti Dip. And then all of the tips of them, I just sprayed with Plasti Dip, and it kind of puts sort of like this soft rubber on it. You put maybe like 3 coats, and it works really well from preventing things to getting like scratched and things like that. And it's kind of like a nice solution.
Oh, nice. I've also seen people do like they put like the little the stuff that it's like the rubber where it's like the cover you can put on there, and then using heat to kind of like shrink wrap or
Shrink
kind of
wrap. Yeah.
yeah. So to kind of like like for we're talking about as far as the ends, because when you cut those, or those ends can get pretty pointy and pretty sharp, and
Yeah.
I've scratched a couple of figures using those things. Just kind of I'm trying to get them to get in there. So yeah, it's always cool to kind of have a little softer edge to it. Man, are these the ones that they were talking about,
Yeah,
Chris?
these are the
The
Fury Planet.
Fury Planet, yeah.
Yeah, Fury Planet Blade Master figure. It's huge,
Shot.
super
I'll say
big.
those
Oh, it
figures
is.
are really big.
Yeah.
It is. Oh wow. Maybe I had to go outside. Great outside shot again, kind of like we talked about at the beginning. Yeah, and this is kind of like I have this kind of area where I live at, and it's like I could definitely do a shot like this. I just so I don't know. It's like for me, it's like yeah, just having to take all my equipment, take my camera, take my tripod, take my lights, and take all my gear, and then just to get it set up. And it's just like, especially if my worst fear is to get all that, take all that, set it up, and get think I got the shot, and then come back, or if I'm looking at it on the SD card, and like, oh man, it's like none of this is in focus, or none of this is like
Yeah.
none of this works, or like and you've already took everything back in the house. It's like that's the the worry that I get.
Or by the
At
time
least
you get all your gear and stuff out there, the light has changed or something
yeah,
like that, you know?
yeah. Now
You're
it's
still running a
overcast.
DSLR, right, Emerald?
No, I went mirrorless. I got the
Okay.
I'm using the Nikon Z5 now. And that's like I love that thing because having the visual being able to see the actual as I'm changing f stops or
Yes.
changing the seeing that change in the viewfinder. Oh my gosh, that's like it saves me a ton of headaches because yeah, my DSLR, the old one I had was it's like take a shot. Okay, it's too bright. Let me stop down a little bit. Take it. Nah, it's too light. It's too dark. Let me stop it. It's like, I would take so many shots just for one shoot, just because I can't. I'm trying to get my settings correct. So yeah, that was a big. I think, and then I think we talked about that Killzone. Yeah, when we were kind of, I was debating on what I wanted to, if I wanted to go mirrorless or stick with DSLR and just get like the next version of the Nikon that we had, because I wanted to keep my lenses.
Yeah.
So and I got the adapter. I got the Nikon adapter, so I can go from I can go from an F lens to a Z mount. It's got the F to Z mount on there, so you know, so we have like, and now we don't have a lot, but we have a couple F mount lenses, a couple of zoom lenses and wide angle lenses that I just didn't want. I mean, still be able to use. So comes in handy. Oh,
Nice.
that's good. His little cat.
Great shot, great toy.
Yep. I'm not really a cat person. They seem kind of sneaky, so it's like I'm more of a dog person. But Garfield was always my favorite growing up. Oh, Predator.
His Predator shots are some of the best, without a
I know.
doubt. And the way
Yep.
he just handles atmosphere is always perfect. Like he has that style where as soon as you see it, you know who it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
That's always. Go ahead.
every time I like scroll through Instagram, one thing that will make me stop is his shots because you know exactly who it is at a quick glance. But the way he handles the Predator, like this feels that Predator 2 vibe when at the end when what's it called?
Yeah.
What's the main character's name? I haven't watched Predator 2 in so long. The main
Harrigan.
character, yes, when he kills
Yeah.
the city predator and like it has all the ones coming out from the ship and it has that like entire like mist coming down. Like
Yeah.
that's how it feels.
Yeah. Exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this looks straight out of the film. It looks like at that part at the end with the ship. I mean, looks. I mean, almost just like directly out of there. Oh, we lost Chris.
No, I just had something in my eye. Sorry.
Oh, but yeah, great shot. And again, like just
lighting, very cool.
yeah. And yeah, I mean, just like you said, Killzone is just like when I see it, like I know exactly this is Gobu. It's like, and it's always cool when you have that, when you get to a certain point and people recognize, oh, that's the shot by Gobu, or that's a Killzone shot, or that's a Sid Vicious shot. Like when you can see that, like, oh, you have a certain style or a certain flair, and people can pick up on it automatically. So really cool. This one, yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, this was in our collab, our Mythic and Fantasy collab, and it's like, oh my gosh, and even it won't play on here, but the music that he had playing was the actual like Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman song, and it's just like it's so campy and so Disney, but then in contrast to the figure, but this just looks freaking amazing. It's just like so good.
This figure is a one Mythic Legions I'm tempted to buy. I think it's on Amazon right now, like 150, and I'm just tempted to drop the money on it because it looks insane.
It's a great figure,
Yep.
man. Honestly, I think this is, if not, like, this is probably one of the best photos I've seen of that figure. Like the first one with the green light behind him,
Yeah.
and the way he kind of had everything set up and lit. I think it's one of the best I've seen for sure. But
even
yes,
even this one with just like the toned down green light and more of the spotlight on the horseman. And it's like, and I think so this is digital here, but then here it looks like that's an actual is so I don't have the horseman. So does he come with these effects here for the because
yes.
this
So this was the second one that released. The second one
okay.
had green accents instead of like the orange fiery looking accents. It was kind of leaning towards green. And so I'm assuming he's got some kind of light kind of directly on the translucent parts that are making it pop a little bit more,
Yeah.
and that with some photo editing to kind of make it a little bit more brilliant. I don't know, but it did have an accessory that was like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's why I mean, because when I looked at closer at it, I thought both of them were digital, but like, no, that this first one here looks like it's an actual like plastic piece that came with the figure. So, and I mean, there are some ways to kind of highlight it in post. I don't know what he did. I mean, or if he just shined a light on top of it. I mean, it looks awesome regardless. But yeah, definitely a good figure. Oh, we lost Dimitri now.
Lost Dimitri.
Let's see here. Oh, that's his first Poxus. That was from the first one.
Sweet.
Demetrios, the demon warlord. I need to see here because I think Gobu. Yeah, so he's actually, let me check this. He's actually in the tournament for extreme sets. Let me see where he's at.
There's a tournament going on?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize that. It was there's actually a tournament going on for extreme sets, and they have a couple of tour photographers. I don't know if fans have to vote or how that works, but he's actually or did they get past it already? Oh yeah, that stinks. He didn't make it around two. He was going up against, I think he was going up against Figure Kingdom. And so that's Manny. Two good photographers, yeah. It's I mean that's always a bad thing when you have these tournaments and everything, or when like fan voting, like the top 10, whatever it is. Like it's like, oh man, it's like so many people are like so worthy of it, but it's like only only a handful get selected. So, but yeah, I mean, I saw that because I get the newsletter and they announced who made the tournament, like the first round, and now be going into the second round. So, but yeah,
Is
he had
this
a
the photo
legitimate
you
shot.
submitted for that?
That I don't know. Again, they just have the brackets up there, so I can show it real quick. So yeah, it's like so Skydro, he made it to the second round, but it's like I don't know if you probably can't see it too well in there, but yeah, this is like he's up here, so he was going up against Figure Kingdom. So, and I mean these Manny's legit, but so is Gobu. So again, either one of them deserve to win. So, but yeah, Figure Kingdom won, and he's going up against Lionworks.
Nice.
But again, I'm not sure how. I don't know if it's just Extreme Sets doing the voting, or if it's the fans. I'm not sure how that's working. I don't even know how they got how they selected people. But again, kudos to everyone that's in the tournament, and good luck to everyone.
It's a cool idea for sure. Seems fun.
Oh yeah. Off the shelf pictures. I think we've featured him before. Another good photographer. Articulate plastic. Yeah, he's one that's he's got a lot of I mean, he's the same one that's like, yeah, you can recognize his style when you see his photos.
For sure.
But back to Gobu though, man, it's like this is like his mythic stuff is so awesome. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like makes you want to get these figures. Like I just love this shot here. I mean, it's moody, it's atmospheric. And again, I mean, the details on the figures. So whatever he has for a dio, it could be anything back there. I mean, he has this piece here, but I mean, the way the fog is coming in, I mean, and you have these two figures here, and then you have um again, I'll let you name them. I'm sure you know the name of this
That's
guy.
Sir Gerard, bro. You should know that one.
Dude, I don't remember the names. I'm still. I mean, it's like it's just too many and too
Named after
like.
Jeremy Gerard. That one's easy to remember.
Well, that I just again, and I'm still learning the hierarchy within Mythic, and Gerard is one that yes, that's I'm coming to know that. I know Cornball or
Corn Boy. I met
Corn
him
Boy.
at
Yeah,
Atlanta. I got to meet him.
I met him at PowerCon. Yeah,
Nice.
so yeah, I mean, really really cool guys, but yeah, I mean, and I wonder if he's using a bounce here, but again, really really cool shot,
Yeah.
amazing talented person.
To your point, like you were saying, like there's so much information happening in that foreground that you don't really even need a background. It's kind of like there's so much stuff going on in front of us that it's like it could be whatever back there and it'd still be a great shot.
Put him. Oh, there. Hey, Rob's in. He's in for the last couple of minutes. Hey, what's up? What's up, Rob?
Rob.
But yeah, really, really, really cool shot. It makes you want the figure too. I mean, that's I think that's a big compliment when people can tell that to a photographer and say, hey, it made me want to get the figure. So that's always a big compliment. That's a cool little X-Men shot. Again, very, to the point. And
you have that set, right?
I have this Nightcrawler. I have
No,
this
I mean the
Nightcrawler.
extreme set, the background.
The extreme set. Nah, not this version.
Okay.
I have a space version of a extreme set, but not this one. Really, really cool. Man, I mean, oh, there he is with the outdoors again, man. It's just like,
I'm gonna try this weekend to go out, take a shot.
I should. I need to. Hey, there he is.
There he is.
My bad. I don't even know what happened. All three of my monitors just went black and shut down.
Oh, it's probably, yeah. It's
Ooh.
okay. It's no big deal. No worries.
There we go.
There was one here that I was trying to. Oh, I think this was it here that I saw. I was like, dang, that looks nice.
What is that? Oh yeah, I remember that figure.
But this is just a Marvel Legend though, right?
Yeah.
I
think that was in one of the packs, like a 5-pack or a 3-pack or something like that, if I remember.
Oh, okay. But yeah, got nice highlight here, and then you got the green background, little spotlight here. So maybe a fill light off to the side here, but really really cool shot.
Click on that Gambit with the lightsaber.
Oh yeah, I think this is one of the ones we put this in the banner. That's just a cool idea. I think this is for May the 4th. Cool concept. And then you got Nightcrawler coming in the back there. He's just like, what the heck? What happened? It's like, yep.
That's an extreme sets dio, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That looks really good. He made it look like those 2D backgrounds are just popping in 3D.
Yeah.
Especially the pipes on the left side. Those don't even look like they're 2D at all.
Yeah. I mean, if you light it correctly, like he has here, I mean, yeah, I mean, those extreme sets, they can really, really stand out. And
yeah, big time.
Gives some depth. Definitely. It's like, oh, man, I'm so deep in that right now. It's like I bought the police station one just because I'm getting Dick Tracy, and also because I have RoboCop. So I'm like, it's like I bought that set just for that. And it's like, oh, and I guess Batman too. I can use it for Batman.
Yeah,
but I need a Commissioner Gordon though, so I need to find a Mezco Gordon.
Good luck with that, buddy.
They do weekly deals as well. I notice on extreme sets.
Yes, yeah, they do. I think, and they have some pretty good deals where it's like buy two for like half the price or something like that of two of them. So yeah, definitely. If you're looking into it, yeah, just check out for those sales because it's I vouch for them. As much as I like practical dios, especially Chris's, I mean, an extreme set can still get the job done. I mean, it can still, get in a pinch, right? if you can't afford like the massive incredible stuff that Chris does, or even that, or even like the effects that you do Killzone. Actually, I need to get a I need to I start I finally got around to actually using your blast effects. I need to I'm because I got the idea of the shot that I want, and I kind of started messing with them the other day. Those actually, I just took the kind of took your advice as far as putting them like on stands and stuff like that to kind of get them to line up how I want them to. So I kind of want to do like a first person shot with those gun blasts that you gave me. So appreciate
Are,
that, man. That
are
was
you
super cool.
resin printing those Killzone?
No, those are handmade. So it's thin wire metal, and then I
They're
do a
nice.
really thin layer, small layers of hot glue over it.
Uh-huh.
And at the very end of it, I'll leave the metal completely exposed, and I'll sculpt a tiny bit of the hot glue on it and put what's it called? A metallic paint.
That's very impressive, dude. That
Thank you.
Yeah.
that's wild. That's very painstaking, I would imagine, to get the right amount of glue down the trail, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That is
it's not
awesome.
it's not the best shot. I'm still playing around with it, but that's kind of the idea I'm thinking. It's kind of like a preview. Kind of want to just, you know, I mean, of course, Bama's gonna get out of the way of them, but yeah, I kind of wanted to just do a shot like that where it's kind of them
Doesn't look
coming
like
at
he's
him.
getting out of the way.
I mean, he's he could do some Matrix type stuff, so
There
you
you
never
go.
know.
Looks
But no,
really
that
good.
would I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Again, it's just a work in progress. I want to get the full effect and everything. I mean, want to give your just props and everything. Don't want to give anything too you know too bad. I want to make sure that they stand out and you can you get the point that, oh yeah, these are some cool. I want people to come to you, Killzone. Like, hey man, where can I get those gun effects? Man, go to Killzone, man. That's where I got them from.
No, I had actually some people in the group chat hit me up about it too, being like,
Yeah.
since I'm out of school now, I can actually start doing it more, and as well as more diodes. So all my diodes, I bought extreme sets back then as well. I love them. I think they're amazing. I just hate the
Hmm.
floors, how they always are never straight when you get them.
Yeah.
It's always curved upwards.
Hmm.
And what I did, I completely forgot that they're cardboard, and I put like my little fog effect, and it got it all wet.
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
thankfully it dried well, but I sold them, and I'm doing more of my own diodes since it's pretty easy once you start getting in the hang of it. It's a
Yeah.
little
Mhm.
bit time consuming, but since I also do art on the side, like art as an actual like career path, for me
Nice.
that was something that I can just sit there and spend the time on and do it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and find a way to make it easier. But there's people like Gobu who completely make the extreme sets don't even look like extreme sets. Like
Mhm.
every
Yeah.
single time I see an extreme sets, I actually have to like be looking for it, then easily notice it.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you have the light, shining on them, it can get a little hot, and you can
It
really
gets
make that.
glared really easy.
Yeah, you get that shine on it, like, kind of maybe want to put diffusion or kind of move that light around because you don't want that effect. But no, I mean it's just yeah, I think it's a good mixture, especially when you can use practical stuff with an extreme sets. I think it really can stand out. And I'm waiting for Chris, man, because I know he's got that fire sale he's going to do probably in the next couple of months with his dios. I mean, and
Jeez, I got a
so
whole closet of
I-
stuff I need to get rid
I'm
of.
gonna I'm gonna be the first in line going, okay, man, let's see. I'm gonna be like they're just like, what do you got? What do you got? Let me see. I'll take that street dial. I'll take that spaceship dial. I'll take that. It's like, yeah. It's like you. I mean, might as well just bring them to. You may want to just see if you just get a table at Legion's Con. Just throw all that on the table, going, hey,
Thought about it. I've thought, well, not Legion's Con, but Toylanta. I feel like it's
yeah,
close enough to me to where I could drive and load all that stuff in my car. You know what I mean?
mhm,
So maybe next year, maybe.
Have you
yeah.
guys seen DesignerCon at all?
Mm-mm.
No, I haven't. No.
Designer DesignerCon, that's where I actually was going to try to get Mythic Legions since they were already there. I went there, sold out instantly. I was like, God damn it, dude. I wanted to get a lot of them, but I like even just brushed by friends just to go get them real quick.
Yeah.
But DesignerCon, it's a bit of everything designer wise, like clothing, everything,
Oh, okay.
and like a bit more poster, but it's a lot of toys. They just moved it from San Diego or LA area to Las Vegas, but
Oh.
there's a lot of companies there and a lot of small companies that I see that are action figure based, even just custom people who do custom stuff,
Mhm.
having booths there. There are whole booths. There's a guy who does a lot of Black Series customs, even full figure customs. And I definitely recommend checking out DesignerCon. There's a lot of freaking stuff that I think you guys would like since it's not just big companies. Like there was like
Yeah.
Super 7 there, Mythic, Figma, but there's a lot more custom based stuff there.
That's sick.
Cool. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen like the ins and outs of it. So I definitely need to do some research on it because yeah, I've heard some good things about it.
It's
But
definitely worth it. It's similar to like you get a mixture of everything. You get like the stuff
Mhm.
like the what was it, the Sofubi stuff that Night Terrors was into before,
Mhm.
where it was
yeah,
like
yeah,
designer one kind of like one deal action figure kind of thing, but it's mainly just like a statuette kind of thing. You get actual full action figures, you get customs of people doing just 3D models of, you get prints, you get a bunch of stuff and exclusive stuff there that I feel would easily help us on aspects. I know Nitro has wanted to expand our group, but I think it's a really big thing that when it comes to it, having smaller people being shown and meeting them rather than just big
yeah.
companies. Because I do feel that some companies don't do what we always want to do. And there's a line that was a bit of acid rain, it felt like, mixed with more military kind of style things. That's a new 112 scale coming out. I forgot the actual name of their company, but they were there and it looks insane. And the price point, I think it was like $40-ish, $30-ish for it.
It's not bad.
The detail and stuff for it was insane. I'll look it up and send to you guys later. But my God, DesignerCon opened my eyes when it comes to customs and it comes to smaller companies.
Where is that at?
Right now it's moving to Las Vegas on the Strip, I believe, at the convention center over there. But it used to be in Anaheim.
Gotcha. Closer to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's a boys trip right there. I mean, the GOC can go to Vegas and take it over. I know Kate. Well, I wonder if I know KT's on the East Coast, so yeah, that's well, and so you, Chris. I mean, you're on down there in the swamps. So yeah, I'm kind of like in the middle with Dallas. I can kind of go either way. I can go to the West Coast or the East Coast. Not too bad. But no, I mean, if we want to just wrap it up here, I think we're already at time. So again, I just want to also I put in the chat the that's shots by Gobu, our weekly feature photographer. Go give him a follow and give him those likes, comment, share his stuff. Amazing photographer. But yeah, anybody have anything else or anything you want to close out with, or Dimitri? I guess yeah, that is
Thanks for
your
joining us. Yeah.
yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, we were able to kind of keep the ship sailing with our captain indisposed at the moment. So, but no, I just want to thank everyone for watching, and we will see y'all next week for episode 20. Good night, everyone.
Easy.
Night.